Alright, we are live. And in the right spots.
Our little faces are where they need to be?
Theoretically.
Great. Well, hello and welcome. This is, I want to say session 4?
No.
Oh, are we at session 5 already? Sorry. What session is this? Oh no.
We're up to a great start, guys.
Sorry. This is a session of Roll for Severity's newest D&D campaign.
We are on session 5.
It's 5. Okay. You know what? One off ain't that bad. So we stream live every Sunday at 5 p.m. PST right here at twitch.tv/rollforseverity. I am Miss Wolfinger, the DM for this campaign, and I am joined by my 3 lovely players that you see before you. We have Kit, Tom, and Giggle. So before we get underway, there's a few quick things to go over. So first thing, each month we donate a portion of all income generated by Roll for Severity to charity. This includes that from bits, donations, subscriptions, and sales from the Roll for Severity store. I highly recommend you check it out. This month's charity is the Community Health Empowerment and Wellness Project, or the CHEW Project for short. They provide provisions, resources, and education for LGBTQ youth and young adults facing barriers such as mental health, poverty, homelessness, substance abuse, sexual health, and queer-related barriers. They also offer no-cost counseling, crisis intervention, peer support, STI testing, and a drop-in clinic for basic needs, support, and more. You can find them on their website, chewprojectyeg.org, or on Twitter at chewprojectyeg. So having mentioned the store, we have one. There's masks, there's t-shirts. It's super awesome. You can find the Roll for Severity store up on tpublic.com/user/rollforseverity, or you can click the link below the stream somewhere. Next point, this is not a pre-made campaign. So we have varied rules, we play with different mechanics, and we have in-game adjustments. So the rules, as you know, may not always be written for us. So fair warning, it's about to get super homebrewed up in here. Now to the players, as best as you can remember, what happened last time?
I got lit on fire. Technically.
It's been a month. I remember nothing.
I was almost gonna say wedding, and it's like, oh wait, no, it wasn't a wedding. It was someone died.
Yeah, it was a funeral. And dead man got up and started walking around right after I made a snarky comment about how
we killed him again.
Technically, his mother killed him.
I imagine that the movie 4 Weddings and a Funeral would be very confusing for Tom.
Maybe.
That's right. You did go deep into a small outer town from the main city, searching for some books, and you found the missing boy, Zolthu. And you
there was no question mark at the end of that one.
No, I remembered that one. There was like just the slightest hint of a pause. And you brought his body back to his mother.
She's very tall.
Yes, she's very tall. Naroke likes that. And without delay in that town, they tend to burn their dead for reasons that you saw at the funeral.
Yeah, I made a snarky comment about watch him get up and start walking around, and then sure enough, he gets up and starts walking around.
And taking him down, I like to think, was a joint effort with Marsh marshalling the people.
Yeah, Marsh was helping calm down the people.
I bet I calmed down at least one person.
Thing. So you got books back to Madge. You partied like there was no tomorrow, sort of. There was a creepy hand that scarred one of the local residents for life.
Puppet hand.
Then the next morning, you guys head out. You went to go on your big quest, but where you left off was at this creepy little house place. You guys remember that?
Oh yeah, wasn't the I don't quite remember what we called it, but the forest spirit thingy?
Yeah, the crying lady that Naroke tried to give a hug to. She is back.
So the weed wraith is there. So right off the hop, I'm gonna ask you guys to roll me some initiative.
Yay!
And...
How do I do that again? Here we go. It's okay. I know how to play Dungeons and Dragons. I got a natural 1.
Oh no.
Wow, we
Nice.
are really low on this initiative. 1, a 7, and a 4.
Well, 4, 7, and 4, but yes.
Well, and that one, yes.
So I believe Nick's character would go first with a better
No.
dex modifier.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you mean I'm not Speedy Gonzalez with my -1 dex?
No, apparently
Darn.
not.
I still beat somebody.
All right. So, Marsh, having come down and investigated the pretty little flowers on the grave.
Always a
you-
mistake.
Oh yeah, they weren't they the drug flowers? I think they were the drug flowers.
They were drug flowers.
What a question. What a question to ask. So you had seen rising up from the bushes to your left, the large towering figure made up of like spindly thorns, and it throws its head back and wails, and you see in its long arm its other long arm.
Oh yeah, Carson cut off that arm?
Did I cut off that arm? Or
Somebody cut off its arm.
somebody cut off the arm?
I think you cut off the arm, and then I hit the dead arm with my axe.
Yeah, I don't think it was me.
I wanted at first to say that you cut off the arm, Giggle, but then I remembered
But I
you
don't hit
can't
things.
Hit anything. So that's probably your theory is probably correct.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you cut off the arm, and then I hit the disembodied arm.
All right. So Weed Wraith Marsh is gonna step up, and it now has reach because of its long spindly arm,
Gonna
Yeah.
slap you with it.
and it is going to bring down just a fury of thorns upon you. At least that is the attempt. Does a 14 hit?
No, it does not.
Ah, fiddlesticks. Okay. So it comes down sort of by the scales on the right of your cheek, and you feel just the slightest little nick there, but it didn't quite pierce scale, and boom, comes down to the side, missing completely. Marsh and Raptor.
I
It's
wasn't
your
ex-
turn.
I wasn't expecting to be going second. Let's see. I will just step next to it and just try hitting it with a scimitar. Boop. Probably not. I'm guessing it's probably a miss.
What have we got there? Oh, a 9? Yeah, 9 will unfortunately not hit its AC.
Okay, and I think my Raptor's gotta spend his turn getting his way over here, so second. Yeah, okay, he's just gonna spend his turn moving next to me. And that's my turn. Turn done.
All right. Nick?
A quick question: am I supposed to be able to see 3 rather squished wolves over here?
No, you're not.
Okay, you might hide
I thought they
those.
were like
Yep.
chipmunks.
That's a typo.
Okay.
Something
Yeah.
tells me we're about to fight bumblewolves.
You're not.
Or chipmunks.
Rabid weed wraith chipmunks.
That's not even the token for them.
Okay, well, with Marsh right next to that weed wraith, I would get sneak attack, so I'm gonna fire at it with the crossbow. 16.
Oh, you better believe that hits.
Okay. So that's 9 plus 5 is 14 piercing damage.
14. Man, the math you make me do. 1. Perfect. All right. Yeah. So you, even though it's like thorny bramble, you managed to land like a solid blow in its chest there, and you can see it kind of like twitch in pain and let out an awful wail that you hear in your head. Solid
Yay!
blow. All right, Mr. Naroke.
Well, since I am a little bit too far away, oh, where is it? I am going to stroll up there, and as I'm walking up, it's like, She didn't want to hug last time. Let's just get this done. And Sacred Flame. So it needs to make a dex save.
Flame. Oh, it's not really good at deck saves, buddy. Why are you doing this to me?
Because that's the only range thing I have without having to pull out my heavy crossbow.
Okay, well, I got a nat 1, so do your worst.
So that is 1d8 radiant damage. 1d8. Ah.
Yeah. It's almost like a bush isn't very dexterous.
Darn. Never would have imagined. Oh, max damage.
Maybe.
8.
So 8. Okay, that was slightly easier math for me. Thank you. That worked out. All right, Marsh. I think you know this song and dance.
Yep.
It's gonna try and give you a like a duelist sort of backhand to the face
And
here.
I'll give it disadvantage with raptor powers.
Hey, thank you. The reminder of the raptor powers. Disadvantage. So 11 to hit your AC.
Nope, misses.
Cursed. Curse that disadvantage. All right, Marsh.
Yeah. Da.
Take a 10 and slap it back.
If I could take 10, I probably would. I thwack it with scimitar. 50.
Oh, it meets, it beats. All right.
Okay. And I think we do it like that. Yeah, okay. Min damage.
3,
Yep.
All right. And what's Raptor Buddy gonna do?
Just join me in the bush brawl. 14, I guess that's probably a miss.
It's not hit.
Okay, that's my turn.
All right, Nick, are you gonna fatwang some more?
I am going to mosey closer. Let's see how close I can get. Yeah, I'm gonna mosey to there, and then take another shot with the crossbow. Because I'm not sure I want to get involved over there just yet. It's a 22.
Whew. Yeah, that's hefty. It sure hits.
Okay. 10 plus 8 sneak attack, 18 piercing.
Ooh. Hit like a freight train, a pointy freight train.
A very small, pointy freight train.
So basically, it's like you're just using Ant-Man theory or Ant-Man logic of I could be really tiny but hit you just as hard as if I was big.
Sure.
Yeah, all right. So, but this whole time that you guys have been fighting, it seems just like more annoyed at your guys' presence, Marsh and Naroke. But Nick, every hit you've landed so far has given you just a screeching wail in your head. It hurts,
Ow.
but you think you're doing something right. Hey, Naroke.
I'm gonna pull out my battle axe and just as I'm walking up and just give it a good old oomph. 15.
Yep, roll me that DiMaggio.
I hit something with a weapon
Hey!
for like
Wow.
the fourth time this game.
In this whole campaign.
It is a small
Yeah.
number.
9.
9. Ooh. Ooh. Once again, easy math. Thank you, Naroke. Which brings us to the top of the order. So Weed Wraith here is going to be all shambly and angry, and it's going to kind of pool itself down into the bramble and disappear from sight, but not before invoking an attack of opportunity from all three of you.
Sure.
So let's start with Marsh.
Scimitar. Nope, that's a 1. That's just a miss, right? Or is that I forget?
I think it's just, yeah, you do a normal
Yeah.
attack.
Yeah. And Raptor. Also, we not on my A game today. Raptor probably misses too.
You tried to swing, just got in Raptor's way.
Oh no.
Okay, Naroke. Give me that attack of opportunity.
How does the 21 do ya?
Yeah, doesn't do me well. So does you very well.
4.
4,
Min damage.
Which is a number. Okay. And the weed wraith disappears from sight to reappear
Shit!
in other thickets.
So we're staying away from the bushes, is what I've learned.
All right. And that was its turn. So Marsh, we're back to you.
I'm guessing I don't. Oh, it's over there. On the left there.
Yeah, I think you'd see it.
Okay.
Go
See.
stand next to it so I get sneak attack.
I'm honestly thinking that would probably be my strategy. It looks like only my. Oh, I'm just shy of standing next to it. But yeah, I'll just move on up. I guess Marsh will just move here, and Raptor will just move here. But it takes both my moves, so that's all I can do. It's not like I was gonna hit it anyways.
I don't know. I think you're due for a massive crit success.
Yeah, just need to get up more ones, and then it should be good.
Okay, Nick.
I'm gonna back up a couple of steps because I don't like being this close. And then another shot with the crossbow.
You just grab your cane and go and lop off its other arm. It'll be
That's
fine.
a 9. That is not gonna hit.
Nope. You notch that arrow, or however a crossbow notching works, and you see it just like dings off Raptor's head. Doesn't stick him or hurt him or anything.
Aw.
It just manages to hit the bark just right that it almost like if Raptor was metal, and it kind of twangs off. So
Sorry.
It's fine.
Raptor's perfectly okay.
I'm just like, who touched me?
Who did that?
Looks to you, Marsh, like what? Hey, Naroke.
I am. Let me go up to there. And as I'm walking, just like grumbling, I was like, I'm gonna go all the way over here again. Sacred Flame. Make another deck save.
You're angry about walking?
Considering
Boy,
how
I
much
got
walking
some
we've
bad
had,
news for you for the rest of this session.
considering how much walking we've done the past 2 days, no, it's just tired of having to chase it around. He's used to enemies running to him and then dying.
I hope a 12 does me some good.
12 meets it.
Meets it. All right. Choo choo.
So it does not take damage, I believe. Let me double check. Yeah. So it takes no damage.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
Bada bing, bada boom. All right, Marsh. It is going to just same old. Try and whack you over the face.
Disadvantage.
With disadvantage. Yeah. Okay, an 8. Wow, that disadvantage is rough.
The
That's
slap
super
fight continues.
Just a bunch of nerds.
This is going great.
Shoot, you're up, Marsh.
Okay. Hit with the scimitar. Hey.
That's 21.
Okay.
It's not a crit, but your time is up. Oh, that sounds bad.
And mid
Your time is
damage
here.
again. I don't know. I get a few thorns, I guess. I just kind of like make it a bit duller.
Yep.
And Raptor. Nope. And misses. Maybe got distracted. I'll say it's that.
Yep.
And that's my turn.
Nick, can I expect a crossbow bolt from you?
I am going to start moving over in Marsh's direction, but I think it's too crunchy in there for me to really get up close yet. Unless this thing decides to move again. So yeah, crossbow. That's a 17.
Holy crow, yeah, it hits.
Okay, so that is 8 plus 8 for sneak attack. That's 16 piercing.
At the rate you're going, there's going to be more crossbow bolts stuck in this thorny bush than there are, thorns in the bush.
Holy crow, yeah.
Just make it into a pincushion.
That's awesome. Some traveler would be very confused.
Why were people assaulting this random shrubbery?
Okay, Naroke.
Well, Naroke is going to take his stroll forwards and try and wallop her with the battle axe again. That's a 21.
Yeah, that hits.
Yay!
7 damage.
Oh, I thought there was 14 for a second.
No, that's just because if I had advantage, then I had the nat 20 on the other side, but it's only 7
Oh, I see.
damage.
All right. To use my hands on this one. Yeah. Bam. All right. Naroke, you feel its gaze shift from, well, as much of a gaze as it has being thorns, shift from Marsh over to you. And it's going to give you a one-handed hug. It's just going to reach down
Aw.
and give you that hug that you always
Aw.
want. I assume it still has disadvantage with Raptor being there? Or is that
Yes, I think so.
so
Yeah, if it's within 5 feet. Yeah.
really, really hoping for double 20s here. Does a 13 hit your AC?
Not even moderately close.
All right. Well, I guess it leans down for a hug and just kind of like whiffs it on the downswing and like falls kind of into the bushes here. Like not completely over, but it's a little drunk. Maybe from the thorn loss. Which brings us to Marsh.
I do the thing. Or not. And my raptor does the thing. Yay! Okay, I assume that hits.
Yes, it sure does.
Cool, and not minimum damage. Okay, 8 damage. Cool.
All right. How do you want your raptor to do this?
I just kind of just pictured it just keeps like grabbing brush and brambles in its mouth and just keeps pulling it off until like there's just no more no more wraith, I guess.
Great. So when it tried to give that hug and kind of came down, Raptor just pounced and like went to town, tearing it all to shit.
Yeah.
Like a cat methodically destroying a new toy.
I
Yeah,
like to
that's
imagine he has a
fair.
bit of fun with it.
Well, so you have defeated the Weed Wraith once and for all.
That we know of.
Yeah, I guess.
It's going to be the
We'll
reoccurring
let that
villain
open.
throughout the entire campaign.
I thought we got rid of it last time, but I don't quite remember.
No, I'm pretty sure that it took off when
Mm.
we heard it too much.
Yeah, it disappeared into some weeds there. It was a big chicken. Took its arm and ran.
Oh no.
They're just going to kind of look at it. It's like, well, that's unfortunate. Oh well.
Why is that unfortunate?
Because it never got its hug?
Exactly. It tried to get a hug at the end there. It knew its time had come, but it failed. If it had just embraced the hug from the get-go, none of this would have happened.
I was planning on like leaning down and trying to get some brambles out of the raptor, but that might make the raptor better, so I think I'll probably just leave him in there.
All right.
So are we done exploring the creepy area with the graves and the houses that are run down yet?
Yeah, unless you want to like, I don't know, check out the spooky mirror anymore. Maybe there's like weird.
I absolutely do not want to check out the spooky mirror.
Oh, okay. I guess we can just continue then, I guess.
Yeah,
Rather definitively, I don't want to check out the spooky mirror.
Yeah,
Oh,
we can head on to
okay.
the city. Are you grabbing yourself your drug flowers, Marsh?
I mean, it'd be a shame to see good flowers go to waste.
Sorry, yeah, let me put that back there. Assume you want to loot some drugs.
I'll
Go loot more drugs.
find some use for them.
While Raptor's rolling
drugs?
about in the brambles, I'm just gonna kind of poke through them, see if there's anything weird that was left behind.
As you're kind of rifling through, you get a couple like splinters and stuff here and there,
Oh,
and you
okay.
see kind of at the core of its chest, like the center of the heap there was sort of this weird looking, it's not exactly like a human heart at all, but you imagine it was its heart, and it was sort of like if a heart was made out of bark. But it's not beating. It looks pretty husky and dead.
Okay.
It's the only thing that you can find that isn't thorns. Like a bark heart.
I'll just leave it there.
Maybe it's good in tea.
Well, Marsh, I trust you to find that out one way or the other.
Well, if you're not gonna use it, I'll find if it makes a good tea. So I guess I'll
Hand the
get.
heart.
How many flowers did I manage to collect?
Let's say you got like a five solid, fresh
Drug
dry
flowers.
athamine flowers.
That brings up my flower count to 10. And yeah, I
We're
guess
gonna
I'll
get
make a tea
arrested.
out of that. I guess I'll make a tea out of that heart sometime. If I remember, I
Okay.
have it on me.
I thought you said you were going to make a tea out of the drug flowers. I was like, I thought we learned our lesson with this.
Oh, we know what the drug flowers do. I don't
they
know. I
made my
just
tongue
keep them
numb.
because I like flowers.
Please don't like make a crown of them.
If we
Just go
if we come
strolling through
across like a
town.
seedy criminal underbelly, that's how I'll like show that I am king of the criminals. I just have a cool drug crown.
Like, I don't care. Felt pretty today.
Uh,
And yeah, you
felt
can
cute
add a
today.
bark
Might
heart.
delete later.
oh no.
Yeah, we'll add a bark heart to your inventory at some point.
Oh, I already did.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, and you're not checking out any more creepy houses or anything. That's a shame.
Yeah, I think if I remember, we did give the houses a pretty good once over.
Yeah, you were I think the only one in it, and you took anything that was worth taking.
You don't even like. I think. Oh yeah, I have 2 sets of alchemist supplies now because I already had one for being an artificer, but now I
Yeah.
got 2.
It's like one for Raptor and one for drugs, maybe.
Yes,
I
I
don't
can-
actually know where your character's going with this.
Maybe
To
I'll
make
be
drugs.
teaching the raptor how to make white flower tea. I can't call it drugs. It's white flower tea.
That's beautiful. Beautiful.
See, I'm just concerned that we're gonna get to some point where Marsh has made tea and offers it to the party, and the party's forgotten that Marsh has drugs and a thorn heart thing.
I think we solved that by just having a blanket policy of not accepting tea or any kind of edible thing
Marsh.
from Marsh.
But you have to take into account that Naroke is stupid. As a player, I can be like, yeah, this would be a bad idea, but Naroke is like, oh, tea, sure.
You did eat the flower.
I did.
I'm going through all my like potions and vials, and I've got 4 different types. Most of them are good.
Did you label the ones that aren't?
No, they're all labeled. So I have 8 of city potion, and then I think that is the stuff we're using, to get to the city. So
Right.
I labeled some of them.
Now, are they Emperor's New Groove labeled? Where you think it's poison?
But it's actually extract of llama.
I think I would do pictograms. Yeah, pictograms is a nice foolproof way of labeling your potions.
True. All right. So I guess reminder, you all had 8 potions to kind of fight off the blight, and you would have drank 1 by now.
Mm-hmm.
So just a reminder for you guys, because I don't think I said it when you left the town of Vermil.
We're not in the. We're not. How close are we to like the city borders?
So the city is like a 3 days kind of journey away.
Okay.
Is what you've heard. The small town that you went to was only a day in. But you've traveled, I think, like an hour or so to get to these little houses. So
Yeah, I've got my
Drink your
day-long potions of don't die in the city.
Cool.
that's what you called it.
Yep.
That's fair. I didn't give it a name. Don't die sounds pretty accurate. All right, you guys just gonna continue forward?
Yeah, let's
Yep.
keep heading on towards the city. What time of day is it?
We started out pretty early morning.
Yeah, you guys went to Madge right off the hop. So I'd say it's still early morning.
Okay.
I have to put a number to it. I'd say like you're coming up on 9 o'clock in the morning.
We got out early.
That was my understanding. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And I think that was the intent too, because Kit didn't want to be anywhere near the city during the night.
Well, now we're gonna have to camp multiple nights in the city's vicinity, so
Yeah.
that's gonna be fun. Good thing I got wind chimes of alarm, I guess. Although apparently they need wind to work, so we'll see how that goes.
It's just Naroke blowing
Yeah,
them all
just get-
night to keep
Just get a fan.
them activated. Okay, road that you're traveling. You have the map with you, of course, but this is sort of familiar because you already went out to the unnamed kind of town once. And, hours go by. You're just like before, you're aware that you probably should be feeling pretty kind of sluggish and gross and tired, but it feels like any heaviness in your head is being staved off by thanks to the potion. And can I get you guys to make me straight intelligence checks?
Oh, that's
Is that gonna hurt?
that's not good.
Can I do a game
nat
development
20.
check instead?
Hey.
Like, yes,
Double
you
that
can.
20s.
Huh.
I got a 12.
Oh, 12. All right. So surprisingly, Naroke and and Marsh there, it's being made like it kind of clicks into your head that aside from this weed wraith that you think followed you out of revenge and spite, you're not seeing anything, you're not hearing anything. There's no other signs of life other than you guys, and there were like hordes of zombies in that town that you were in. Like that there are creatures or people in the area. You're heading to a city that's meant to be full of them, but you're not seeing any sort of signs of new life. Naroke, there's no animal tracks that you're picking up on. It's just oddly quiet and still and surprisingly unoccupied, uninhabited,
This is
in a way that seems odd.
this is quite a peaceful day, isn't it?
I imagine if animals suffer the same deady effects that we do, I assume they probably wouldn't hang out here.
Yeah, animals tend to be pretty smart like that. People, on the other hand, usually not so much, but
Yeah, we found more deceased people than animals. You are correct.
Having rolled
I'm
a
just
12, having rolled a 12, Nick is just like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. This is the nicest walk I've ever been on. There's no bugs.
It's so quiet. It was quiet until now.
quiet until Naroke opened his goddamn mouth.
Marsh giving sass? That's weird.
No. Nope.
He hasn't had
Yeah,
his morning drug tea yet.
I haven't picked which drug yet. I assume that like most stuff we're gonna have, that's gonna be issue is probably gonna stand in the cities and towns. For some reason, the undead seem to like to chill there. So I mean, at least it keeps it all contained. Big assumption.
Yeah,
Big brains are for.
it's definitely good that the zombies haven't, left the city and just wandered into the small town. The population is pretty scarce as it is.
Yeah. Well, I'll make sure to. I'd say kind of enjoy the calm, but it's kind of creepily calm.
Oh, Naroke is absolutely just enjoying the calm. He's oblivious.
Well, at least the flowers are still here, I guess. Probably. I don't know. I haven't looked down on the ground probably recently.
You see no flowers.
There's still like, if I remember correctly, there's still like vegetation and stuff though.
Like, yeah, it's not lush by any means this
Yeah.
far away from, I guess, Kashmir Forest, where you were able to find some sort of lush vegetation.
Yeah.
It's pretty dry and cracked and crummy, which is odd because those flowers were surprisingly lush and like their petals are like soft and full and bloomy. And...
I think the white flowers are just misunderstood is all.
How so?
Everyone associates them with like, I don't know, weird. I don't even fully know their medicinal properties. Would I even call them medicinal properties? But like, I don't know. Madge didn't seem to like these very much. I think they're quite nice.
What's cocaine's medicinal properties? That's a weird word.
Pain?
Pain management. That's why they used it for dental work.
Shoot, that's true. And I guess heroin was sort of
Maybe we
kind of
can
on the same.
maybe we can turn it to a nice pop beverage. Eh?
I also love that you're anthropomorphizing the flowers by saying they're misunderstood.
Someone's got to fight for the for the weird for the plants.
Hashtag plant rights.
I'm not a druid.
I was gonna say, there's like a horde of druids somewhere that just perked up and was like, "We must find him. He gets us."
He is our chosen one.
Also, don't look at what don't look at Raptor. I made him out of your trees. Oh man.
But
Okay,
you made him out of like dead branches and all that kind of stuff. So you're just you're helping with the by reusing them.
That's how I'll word it when we come across that eventual druid Krakove.
And as he takes damage and gets worn down, it's just helping the biodegrading process.
It's like a forest fire, but just localized in a raptor. Okay, I think we should keep going.
Yeah,
so I
we're just
imagine
walking.
just walking throughout this, and like you all kind of noticed, or at least the two of you mostly, it's undisturbed, right? You're not finding like a zombie stumbling upon your path and trying to eat your face and whatnot. It's just weirdly quiet. You had a couple encounters a little further back, like you remember the bumblewolves kind of coming out this far, but as you're continuing to the city, following your map, you're not running into much, and the day goes by just very uneventful after the weed wraith encounter. Which I don't know how you guys feel about that, but that's how it is. And the world around you darkens.
Naroke's just enjoying the peace.
I just kind of wish there was a bit more color to it, but this is fine, I guess. Maybe all the undead left.
Where would they go?
Beach? I don't know. Wash. I imagine they have to like keep their skin spongy, or they'll melt. I don't know much about undead.
If I had to guess, they've got some killer nightlife here.
Zing.
Oh.
So you're getting into that time of day where you want to start thinking or talking about watches, settling down for the night. Are you going to push through the night, which you're welcome to do?
I think we camp.
Yeah, if we want to rest, all evidence points to this is probably going to be the best place. This is a very clever ambush, which would suck.
Sure, let's set up camp.
Yeah.
Okay. The kind of part of the forest you're in is not super thick, but you're able to find like a nice like outcropping of trees and stuff, and it feels, better than being out in the open.
So Naroke will pitch his tent and kind of like shake his head at the fact that like they lied to him about it being a 2-person tent. It can barely fit him.
I think you've told that joke every session so far.
Uh-huh.
Like every single one.
Yep.
Every time you've made camp.
Yep. Every time we've made camp.
Yeah, everybody's got a go-to, right? That's just gross.
Marsh just kind of like starts up a pot of hot water and just is really thinking if he wants to try the heart now or later.
I'm gonna stay as far away from that as possible.
So
Is
who's
there enough
watching
of a breeze
first?
through here that the wind chimes of alarm are gonna work?
Odds or evens.
Odds.
It has been very breezy this whole time.
All right,
Not
cool.
cold, but yeah.
I'll hang those from a nearby branch then.
Okay. And as you do, and they start to sort of just barely flitter in the wind, you see a faint, like blue kind of hue surround them, looking very magical.
Sweet.
And there's like a slight, like I can't whistle, but there's just like a slight whistle that wasn't there before.
Cool. And then I'll set up for the night.
All right.
So who's taking first watch?
Well, Marsh just started making tea, so I assume Marsh.
Yeah,
Marsh
sure.
is taking first watch. I'll
Alright,
take last
Marsh.
watch.
Okay, I'll take mid.
Marsh looks at the heart and says, "Not today," and puts it back.
Not today, heart.
I can't say if it's wise or otherwise. I haven't thought this far about the
At
bark.
the very least, that thing's gonna play hell with your digestive system. It's hard to stay on watch when you're running to the latrine every 10 minutes.
Don't worry, Marsh hasn't put much thought into it either.
So Marsh, can you give me a perception check?
Oh, okay, sure. Boop. The OK12.
Okay, 12. Oh yeah. You know, just perfectly average. Much like your walk to this point, it's quiet. There's no birds. There's no skittering. There's no dropping of pine cones. You can only hear the faint sort of whistle off in the distance from Nick's chimes of alarm, wind chimes of alarm.
Okay. I'll while I'm in watch, I'll kind of excitedly set up my bed for when it's not my watch anymore. And I don't know. I'll just kind of grab something out of my bag to make tea with. I'm pretty sure I have normal rations, so I'm pretty sure I can get something from that.
Absolutely. Are you making enough to share?
I mean, it'll be there if people want to take it.
Probably not.
Again, blanket policy.
If anyone wants it, they're free to.
Will you do anything else with your watch?
Nah, well, I'll enjoy the quietness or hopeful quietness for the rest of the watch.
And it goes by very uneventfully. The wind chimes of alarm, staying true throughout your watch.
Cool.
How would you like to wake up Naroke?
Carefully.
Yee. Just gonna shake his tent. I guess his feet stick out.
I don't know. Like, I haven't like, I haven't really taken him as like a bad waker upper. I mean,
A loaded question.
I don't know. I just kind of poke him, maybe with the
Still
hand.
reeling. I'm still reeling from the phrase "bad waker upper."
Yeah, I don't know. I'll just kind of quietly poke him.
Naroke stirs a bit and is like,
And just kind of go, "Hey, it's your turn. Have fun. There's tea on the fire if you want it." And then I go to bed.
Oh, that'll help keep me awake. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna grab myself a cup of tea.
It's normal tea, sadly.
Okay. And yeah, it's like every once in a while I'll take a stroll around camp, but for the most part, just like, did we build a fire? Yeah, I assume we'd have had a fire for Marsh's tea. So I'll like grab some branches and toss those into the fire to keep that going,
And then just drinking your tea while you do occasional lap.
Yep.
Can you roll me a perception check, please?
15.
15. Yeah, all right. So, while you're kind of doing laps, you fall sort of into a lull every now and then, just seeing the same sort of scenery over and over again, and then you kind of hear from like behind you a weird little skitter, and when you turn to look, there appears to be like a very tall looming shadow on the outskirts of your camp.
How loud was the skitter?
Like, I guess loud, like if somebody steps on a branch behind you, kind of loud.
Okay, so because when you say skitter, I'm imagining like, as opposed to like crunch, crunch, crunch. Yeah. So I see a large looming figure at the edge of the camp.
Yeah.
I'll start walking
But
over towards it.
All right. And when you kind of walk over and you blink your eyes once, and when you open them again, it's gone. Definitely wasn't like a full-bodied person. It was just this sort of, within the blackness, the silhouette of a figure of more blackness. And as you approach, gone.
Must have been a tree. And we'll carry on, head back over towards the camp.
And the rest of your watch goes by uneventful. The wind chimes, holding true.
And stoke the fire a bit, and then go and tap on Kit's tent.
There's some profuse grumbling from inside. Nick
Don't-
eventually emerges.
Don't worry, if you're tired, Marsh had some tea. And then Naroke's
I'm
going...
not drinking any tea Marsh makes.
It was actually quite good tea. But that's your choice. And Naroke's gonna go and go to bed.
Okay. Nick's gonna sit with his back to the fire so that it doesn't fry his vision, and just kind of hang out.
I thought you were giving the tea the cold shoulder.
Also that.
Uh,
But also, yeah, he doesn't want to fry his night vision, so he's gonna sit with his back to the fire.
And could you roll me a perception check, please?
Sure. That is an 8.
It's an 8.
Good thing I got the chimes up.
Yep. The only thing you can hear is the sort of low kind of whistle of the chimes in the breeze. You hear nothing else suspicious. It's your own shuffling now and then, and your shift, your watch, goes by very uneventful. No signs of any sort of life or unlife, as it were. And the sun starts to creep up over the tree line. And it's a new day. I assume Marsh and Naroke, you guys kind of wake up just with your natural sort of clock.
yeah.
Very groggily.
Natural wake upness.
And you guys, and Nick as well, all three of you, you're feeling very bad this morning. Like,
Oof. I think that means we need to take more of the potion.
Or
be a
more
good idea.
tea.
No.
Oh,
there's
one
like
day.
a pounding headache, like kind of right behind your eyebrow. You know, it's low and frontal. I don't know if you've had those before. It's a bitch. Yeah.
I've had the cluster headache where it tries to push your eyeball out of your head.
Oh, those are
Ew.
always fun.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll take another dose of the potion.
Yeah, I will take one of mine.
And I will retrieve my wind chimes.
So are we all at after removing the one we just used, are we at 7 or 6?
6. Because
Yeah,
we
6.
started with
Okay.
8, and then we took one the first day, and then one today.
Okay.
Yeah. She was going to give you a week worth, but you guys kind of talked her into a little extra. You know, be safe. Because you're smart
Just in
like that.
case.
What if we want to
In case we
like
get-
view the sights? We need some tourist time.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Could you give me another 4 just for like, you know,
You know, sightseeing.
the
we
beach?
don't know the next time we're going to be in town.
Yeah, gotta make sure to see all the stats first.
Something burn it down, or I don't remember if that was this place.
Uh,
Yeah. Nope, you only have 6 left.
Okay.
Clock is ticking. But yeah, packing up camp, super easy. Continuing on, very obvious. You have the map. You don't really need it. You can see ahead where the blackness becomes even darker and more gross looking. So you just head straight south through the murky, thick, foggy blight.
Great that we're walking directly towards that. I feel fantastic about it.
Well, that's kind of what we were paid to go into, so... Really, all things considered, this is literally what we signed up for.
It is.
Breaking into a farmer's house was just an added bonus.
Yeah,
That was
breaking
for
into the farmer's
personal.
house, that was for fun. Because it's important to find joy in your work.
I wonder what crazy moonlight parties the zombies have.
Probably not as good as the farmer cult, because like that's all about fertility, so you know there's some fucking.
Oh boy.
Why didn't I think of that? It could have been way more interesting.
Yeah, that altar could have had some stuff on it.
Oh no.
It said it was just a boring heart.
Lame.
All right. You guys roll me some perception checks as you're walking throughout the day.
14.
Natural
Nope.
one.
Roll
I'm
one.
having a
Dominic
red letter
does...
day.
Yeah, Dominic does not see anything.
Oh.
He's not made for the woods. This isn't his favorite terrain.
Yeah, I like to think like your eyes are just like always focused down on where your step's gonna be, and like
Make sure you don't
rather
step in
than
a
ahead.
puddle.
These shoes are designer.
What does that mean? Says
Actually,
Marsh.
it's ye olde medieval fantasy. Everybody's shoes are designer. There's no such thing as off the rack here.
If there was, I think we'd probably be really suspicious. So you're saying you have a factory? What's that?
So, Marsh, you got the 14, eh?
Oh, I guess that was the highest.
Wow.
We're in luck.
That's
We're gonna go great.
Yeah.
Nothing bad could happen.
So Marsh, as you're traveling ahead with everyone, and you hear behind you, like a weird. It's not quite like a snap, but it's just a noise that's unlike what you've been hearing going forward, coming from behind you. And Nick and Dominic are in front of you, so kind of odd.
Nick and
Raptors to your
Dominic?
side.
Because there's two
Oh my
of
gosh,
me.
there's 2 of you.
Oh god, we've cloned Nick! See, now we have a doppelganger in the party. Oh shit, which one's the real Nick?
no. Which
sorry,
one's
let
the
me have-
evil twin?
That's gonna be real easy to figure out. Offer them both tea.
What if they both say no?
We should just make out.
Okay. Marsh just kind of mentions that. I think my ears heard some snapping behind us. Thought it was
That's a way
relatively
of
quiet.
phrasing that.
Snapping of what? Are we talking twigs or bones?
I consult my ears. Was it more organic or?
Well, they're both. It was more like twigs. You didn't look, did you?
No. I first told the party and then I was gonna look.
All right. Well, when you eventually look,
Yes.
out of the corner of your eye, it's really hard to tell because it was gone so quickly. But you think there was this like dark looming figure behind you.
Are we being chased by Slender Man?
You're really not sure.
I will check out the tracks, or at least the thing it snapped at the very least, for really anything, any sort of clue.
So you're going back?
Oh, I mean, it's like I assume I heard something just now, and then when we turned around, it was kind of running away or something, or did I misinterpret?
Not running away. Like it vanished. Like it just.
I mean, I assume this will just be a quick detour to walk to where it was standing.
Oh,
So
for sure. You can just quickly jaunt over to where you thought you kind of saw it out of the corner of your eye.
I happily jaunt.
Marsh's way. There's no tracks. There's indeed like a thick branch that is snapped in two that might have been sort of the
I sniff it.
noise.
I sniff the branch that got cut.
Do you have like special perception smell? Okay.
No.
Sure, you have like panther kind of powers. All right. It smells woody.
No, like, sense of, I don't know, it doesn't smell like, I don't know, rotten eggs or death and despair.
The whole area kind of smells
Yeah.
not great, but no, you don't discern anything from this area.
Okay.
And no tracks except your own.
I don't think I have I don't think I have any sort of spell that would help with this, but I'll take a quick look. Nope. Okay. Well, I don't know. I mend the branch and then I meet up with the party. I don't know what Marsh doesn't know what to do. Okay.
So what did you see? What did you find?
Did you find
It's
anything?
some looming dark apparition, maybe following us on our journey. Wish I could figure out what it was, but it's kind of being rather elusive.
Oh, I think I might have seen him last night during my watch.
Oh, did you say hi?
He seemed the stat sort. He took off pretty quick.
Okay, why are we just finding out about this now?
Well, he left.
Well, obviously he came back.
I couldn't introduce you with him being gone.
I mean, it's probably not a trick of the eyes if we both saw this thing. I would have assumed I had some of those nightmares if I saw it in the middle of the night. I don't know, does anyone know any good charms or incantations to keep away spooky apparitions?
I don't know, but we did kill the thistle witch person.
Maybe
Morning.
maybe the thistle bramble is coming for revenge and
Maybe
following
for
us
Hubby.
into the and when the thistle spirit goes into the undead city zone, like, I don't know, it becomes more dark and spooky.
Way too clever for me.
I don't know. I figured that maybe that we killed off someone's lover, so now they're coming after us for revenge.
I would
Is that
think
speaking
I would.
from experience?
Like,
Has that happened to you before?
I would have thought
I
I
wish
would
I could tell you, but I
remember
don't
if I
quite
did
remember.
that. Well, keep an eye out for spooks, I guess. As I guess let's keep going.
All right. And keep going you do. To the same eerie sort of quietness. And lo and behold, you guys are probably getting pretty sick of walking, but the days kind of just melt by. You know, the city's getting closer. It still seems pretty darn far, being only on your second day. And it goes by super uneventful.
Okay.
The world around starts to get darker, even though it's getting darker just by way of going to the city, but you can tell that the sun is lowering into the sky, and it's just about time for another watch.
I guess
I'll
we're
try.
making camp.
I'll try to leave some sort of gift for this spookster, and then maybe it'll leave us alone. But what would make a good gift?
You could make more tea.
Yeah, why not I offer it some tea? That sounds like a good idea. I'll
I
get
see no
working
way
on
this
it.
could go badly.
I start up another round.
Is this normal tea or not normal tea?
Normal tea again. We don't want to
Okay.
make friends with the friend.
Isn't that the whole point of getting a gift?
Here's the thing, go away.
I'll I
That's
use
how you
some
get rid of
rations,
customers.
get some food, and then yeah, I'll just kind of like take a cup and just try to find a lonely stump to put it on and be like, here you go. Maybe I'll write a note on the ground that's like, for you, ghost friend. Just kind of leave that
Yeah,
altogether.
there's definitely like a flat-ish stump that you could leave, a cup of tea on, and I guess either
I was
carve.
planning on just kind of like writing the note and collected twigs and branches.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, definitely you can do that after making a fire and making some tea and whatnot.
It's a very long plan.
Am I correct in assuming you're taking first watch then, since you have stuff to do?
Yes, I will take first watch as I prepare my wonderful gift.
I'll take second watch
Gives on
again.
last. I'll take last watch again. I hate
Same
doing
work.
the middle shift.
Well, yeah, because you can't see anything.
Well, that and also you sleep 4 hours and then you have to wake up and then you have to sleep 4 more hours. It sucks.
It's just like
That's
a
fair.
nap.
It's like doing night ops back in school. It fucking
Yeah.
sucks.
Okay, Marsh, the tea is cooling out on the stump. Do you have some yourself?
Oh yeah. I assume I can. Actually, one thing I was wondering, like we've got rations, so I assume our water's taken care of. But like, do we see any water around?
No. No.
Okay. Yeah, no. Like I said, I'm just kind of like spending a ration for this, so I assume I have enough for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. Ginley would have kind of loaded you guys up with camp supplies and stuff that you needed for this trip.
I
Yep.
should probably write off a couple rations as well.
Thank you. I'll try and remember to bring that up.
Yeah, ration for yesterday, ration for today.
Nick, were you going to put up your wind chimes?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there enough of a breeze where they'd be useful?
Yeah, it's still breezy from the previous day.
Okay.
All right, Marsh, could you please roll me a perception check?
Oop, that's 15.
15. Okay. So the sounds of Nick's wind chimes, kind of slow whistling nearby, is really all you can hear. You're trying to be like super aware of, the little ghost spookum friend, and like trying to listen out for that, but you're not hearing anything snapping or skittering. Except, is Raptor with you for your watches, or does he sleep?
He's with me with my watches. I don't think he needs to sleep, but maybe he just sleeps when I sleep or something.
Okay, yeah.
He just does it out of like habit, not that he needs it.
Okay.
He just goes and mimics
So
you.
yeah,
Okay. Well,
so yeah, an eventful watch. Is there anything you'd like to do?
assuming if that's my entire watch, I'll go wake Naroke. I'll do the same little hand thing because it secretly entertains Marsh a lot, and and he knows it won't bother Naroke really that much. And then I'll head off back to sleep.
So Naroke gets up and just kind of stretches as he's walking around the camp and goes gets himself a cup of whatever tea Marsh has made.
Ambiguous tea, the best kind of tea.
Yep.
Ambiguity.
He notes the tea that's been left out for our scaredy ghost buddy. Yeah, so he'll walk around, do the usual, walk around camp. Eventually, he'll get bored of the one path, and so he'll stop and he'll go the other direction instead. Change it up a
See that
little.
the fire's dying, stoke it a little.
Yeah.
He seems like the fairly diligent kind of watcher.
16.
15. Ooh, all right. So as you're doing your second walk in a different direction, much like your first kind of watch, there's a noise behind you, but instead this time it's the spilling of the cup left on the stump.
No.
And when you look back, you can see that the cup is knocked over.
How windy is it?
It's not very windy. It's like a light breeze. The chimes are still like just softly humming or whistle humming. It's not windy and the cup was pretty full.
Okay. was gonna walk over and like the tea is like spilt all over, or
Yeah, the tea is like some of it's on the stump and has rolling down, spilled over.
Naroke's just gonna be like, oh, that's no good. Better get more tea. So I went and go and I'll refill the cup, put it back on the stump, and it's like maybe grab a couple of branches and just like prop it up just so it can't like totter over. There now if a friend comes back, he'll still have tea ready. And I'm just gonna look around. Do I see any like shadowy figures standing in the brush? No. Okay.
That which you saw the last night, you do not see.
Okay. Then yeah, I will continue just like on my usual route, and every once in a while change direction to change things up a little, and then eventually go and tap on Nick's tent to wake them up.
Great.
Okay. I will, grumbling the whole way, emerge from the tent, and settle in again with my back to the fire and hang out.
Okay. While your back's being warmed, you gaze into the darkness, which is pretty easy to see because you're smart and don't look into the bright lights. Can you roll me a
Who would
perception
do
check?
that?
That's a 14.
14. Okay.
Slightly better this time.
Yay!
I just want to say, I don't know why I didn't think of this, but I feel like every time I, as a player, have done a watch, I'm always just like looking at the fire for some reason, which makes no sense. So, gotta change that up.
It's entertaining. Looking at fire is fun.
Yeah, it's also hypnotic, and you forget what you're supposed to be doing.
Oh no.
Right. I'm trying to stop us from dying. Right. 14. Okay. You hear that your wind chimes are still going. Every once in a while, the breeze kind of picks up, and the whistle noise gets a little bit louder and kind of goes up in pitch with the increased sort of breezy wind. And then it settles down again, just a low breeze to a low kind of whistle. But you don't see or hear anything else throughout your watch that gives you any sort of concern.
All right, and I will just wait for everybody else to wake up.
Morning comes. And you guys feel even worse than you did waking up from the second day.
Oh.
Ah, fuck. Just wake up every morning with a migraine. This is going to be great.
Rotates around until it's like a crown of pain.
Crown of pain.
All right,
Oh.
another dose of the potion, I guess.
Yep. Take my next dose of potion, my next ration. Just munch on the ration over the course of the day.
I guess, Marsh, you'd probably notice this first because you're kind of invested in this tea.
Sure am.
But the tea is still there. Weird, because when you left it, it didn't have branches around it. But now, so you're trying to decipher what these branches around the tea mean.
Is it trying? Does it spell out anything?
No message seems to be spelled out.
Well, I will pick up the tea, investigate a little bit. Anything weird?
It still smells like it's cold, obviously. It still smells like the faint sweetness of the normal tea that you have. Same
Okay.
color. Yep.
Well, I'll drink it and keep the cup and start getting ready to go.
Oh, you're ballsy.
What? It would be a waste.
Yes.
Waste not, want not.
Okay. Pack up camp, put out the fire, and away you go.
So, how far away from the city do you figure we are?
So
Or
you're about
would
a
we
half a
figure we
day.
are? Okay.
Because you guys tend to make really good time because Naroke, you're super tall.
And the rest of them have to
and the
jog
other-
to keep up.
Not necessarily jog, but they definitely, you set the pace, and Marsh and Nick keep up with it, which might be a little bit faster than had they just been sauntering on their own, since your legs are so wide, long, whatever. Your stride is wide. And without not even needing the map, you can tell you're about a half days away. The sort of city wall is becoming slightly visible now through the thickened black fog, and you sort of start to see the silhouette of the city ahead of you, just faintly.
So did we ever get told how to getting into the city, or was there just like a front gate that was left open?
I don't think we ever. She just gave us a thing and said, "Have at her."
Yeah, I don't know how we could have gathered too much information about the city beforehand. It's quite the mysterious place.
If there's a gate, then we can try to pick the lock, and if that doesn't work, Naroke has ways of getting through doors.
I do have my skeleton key still, so we should be fine.
I assume we probably wouldn't want to make too noise. I just assume there's a bunch of zombies in there.
Oh,
I
I think
assume.
that's a safe assumption.
That's essentially what we've been told, is there's going to be a lot of zombies.
And worse.
And a pair of fancy hand mittens. Do we know what
Yeah,
where
the
those
hand
are?
Yes.
mittens.
Are we just gonna assume that's like in the castle? I assume the city has a castle.
I think
Yes.
if it was the headquarters of like a wizard, we just look for a big fucking tower.
Yeah,
It's
you know what?
usually a safe bet.
Yeah, just head to the tallest thing. And you know what?
Yeah.
If it's not in there, we could probably find out where. In there. Cool.
You guys are heading towards Elfuria's castle. Elfuria was the kind of wizard ruler of this city.
It's like a Elfuria?
Elfuria, yeah.
That's a scary name. It's got like fury right in there.
I like to picture Naroke coming to like a drawbridge that's just a plank of wood and like jamming your stupid key into it.
Turn! You're supposed to turn it!
Sure, that's just a plank of wood.
But there
All
was a
right.
hole in it.
So, you guys are continuing upon your day. You know, tell you're sort of a half days away. I'd like perception checks from all of you, please.
Seven.
22.
5!
I'm not made for the
522.
woods.
So Nick, you're still just like looking out for your clothes and trying not to get snagged on anything because you paid good money for this, for these pieces.
For whatever abomination you've chosen to wear today.
Yep.
Yeah.
Marsh, I imagine you're kind of more like keen on trying to find any sort of plant life or something of interest, so you're also kind of looking down and around.
Yep. Yep.
And Naroke. So as you're kind of strolling along, taking lead again, I imagine, because your legs are just so speedy.
It's not because Naroke is the leader, it's just because longer legs means longer strides.
Yep.
Out of the corner of your eye, the right side, like just a quick little flicker of black, kind of akin to what you saw on your first watch. And when you go to look and just get a good glimpse at it, it's gone.
Just so you guys know, I think Kearney's back.
Kearney?
Well, I don't know what his name is, so I decided to name him. His name is Kearney now. At least
Why
until he
Kearney?
tells us other. It seemed like a good name.
Alright, I can't really argue with that.
Write
Kearney.
that down for posterity.
Yeah, I spotted him off, but he's gone again, so... Still around. Oh yeah, I'm not sure whether he spilt the tea or whether just really strong breeze knocked over the tea, but the tea got dumped over last night, so I refilled it.
I'll try a different flavor next night. Well, you know, assuming next night's on. I assume next night would be on the way back, wouldn't it?
Next night is probably going to be in the city.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Ah, well.
I hope Kearney's not afraid of zombies.
Maybe zombies are afraid of Kearney.
Ah.
I feel like if this thing were gonna kill us, it would have by now. So now I feel like it's our friend by default.
How would he get past our steel defenses?
Naroke's just going to tap his plate. It's like... I'm not quite sure. Most things we've
You'd-
fought haven't had much luck.
He'd have to be like an expert rogue, like, to get past these lizard eyes. As I'm just like, ooh, look, brambles.
I'm just imagining as Marsh saying that, like, these lizard eyes.
Something,
Oh,
something
no.
5.
That'd be weird.
Uh, what's your lizard's wisdom? Just out of curiosity, I wonder if he would do better at perception checks.
I think it's either
Right, lizard.
+1 or 0. One sec.
And
It
you're raptor.
is +1. Eh.
Okay. I'm
I
sorry, Raptor. I called you a lizard and I feel bad.
He is a lizard.
I made him to be as close as I can.
You made him in your image.
No, that would be too complicated. It's so much easier to get a robot walking off of. Wait, how many legs did I give you?
2.
Never mind. My
See-
point just.
See, now I'm just imagining a Warforged artificer who just makes his battle's companion just a smaller version of him.
There's gotta be specs for doing that somewhere.
There
I
has to
mean,
be.
it never says what the steel defender is, so.
Yeah, the steel defender could be whatever you build it to be. So, yeah, it'd be like Dr. Evil and Mini-Me, just Warforged.
Or like that Photoshop of Keanu Reeves standing next to a smaller Keanu Reeves.
It's such a good meme.
Yeah.
Now I just want to teach my raptor to make another smaller version of himself.
You know, real raptors can do that, but it requires a third raptor.
As Marsh just scratches his chin a bit.
Yeah, so we continue on towards the city.
And
While Marsh contemplates the theory of battle
Infinite.
companion reproduction.
He's actually mainly thinking of it through like a mechanical way, not like not the normal way.
Not an a where do babies come from?
Nope.
so a couple hours go by, and you can sort of see the city proper. Tall looming wall. You can see pillars and tower spires and statues kind of peeking out above it. You would know this from the map, but the city's edge, there's forest, and then on the edge of the city, it's kind of like hugged by mountains, and you can see the mountain silhouettes on the side there. And if you were to go further south of the city, you'd be at the ocean. So you are getting right up onto it.
Man, why didn't we think about taking a boat? That would have been so much easier. Well, next
Do you really
time.
want to deal with zombie sharks?
I mean,
The river would be freshwater. Where would the sharks come from?
If we're coming in from the ocean?
Wait, shit. I don't know where we are, like geologically. Like
I look at-
geographically, I have no handle on where we are right now.
I look at my map and it's like the town's that way.
Sounds north, we south, more water, more south.
I've kind of been updating it as we go, but like I'm not the best map drawer out there, so it's very vague.
I'll make a chicken scratch map for you guys.
Yay.
For next session.
It's just going to be literally the kind of map that Marsh is just making as they go along. Just like, oh, yeah.
Lots of like little flowers on it. Every place that he's found them.
Just that area where the grave, it's just a very big flower.
Here is
This
Marsh's
is of
drug map.
importance.
Please, if found, please dispose.
If found,
Burn or
please return to
consume.
Marsh so he can go and find more flowers.
If this
Are you-
turns into like the D&D version of Burn After Reading, I'm gonna have some very complicated emotions about it.
Oh no.
All right, so you guys are about at this point an hour away from the city. The potion that you've taken is definitely staving off what would be a vicious kind of migraine. When you breathe, it feels heavy, but it's not. You can still breathe fine. It's just you're kind of noticing you're breathing more now. So thankfully, that potion's kind of keeping away whatever terrible things you think you'd be feeling without it. Bodies definitely feel heavier. just continuing on for that
Yeah.
hour
Yeah.
to the gates.
Yep.
Okay. So this city doesn't have a moat around it, and you were kind of wondering how would you get into it before. But as you get closer, you can see, while the wall is still standing in some places, it is also very much collapsed in others, as if
Oh,
this
that'll
was
be
like
easy.
the epicenter of a giant bomb.
Ah,
Which
well,
it
that
was.
makes that
Which it
solves that
was.
problem real quick.
Guess
So
we don't gotta worry about gates.
there are many points that you can enter the city. In fact, the wooden gate itself, while it's all kind of splintered to shit, is down. Or you could travel along the side and go through the fallen rubble. There's plenty of ways to get in. And you are now pretty much at the gate, or at the wall, rather.
So are we going for climbing, going up and over the rubble, or would just walking through the front door be better?
I mean, as long as we're quiet, I think any option's a good option.
Naroke's just gonna
feel like-
go like this, just like, and you just hear like the jingle of his armor. It's just like, we all know that quiet is not what I do.
I feel like the gate would give us like I feel like there's a road from the gate to the castle, right? Like that would make sense. That's how cities are generally laid out.
Have I been to a city?
Yes, you've been there to a city with us.
Oh, that was so long ago.
Is it? I'm pretty sure it was like less than a week.
Huh. Well,
Wonder what Brisket is up to.
I like that his name is now just Brisket.
Brisket.
He's gonna be final boss.
I thought that was more like a large town than a city. Did it have a castle?
There's no
Brisket
castle.
Brisket has two ultimate fates. Either he's the final boss of the campaign, or he'll be getting a heroic funeral in the very last section of the campaign.
Well, and we already have funeral experience. It'll be great.
Yeah, we can pyre him.
You give everybody a dagger as they come to the service, just in case.
Or that one of your recent deceased loved ones may turn into a zombie. Let us run your funeral.
We can make a very good business out of that. And if business starts slowing down, we can fix that.
We're not
You can make
evil.
religion out of this. No, don't.
Good old OSP.
So it's do you guys want to attempt some form of stealth? Like what's your game plan going?
I will try and stealth, but I cannot guarantee anything.
Yeah, let's make an attempt at stealth.
Okay. So I get the sense that the splintered gate. Oh yeah, I guess. Oh.
Well, we're off to a good
wow.
start.
I mean,
that wasn't with advantage.
if our competition is zombies, a 9 and
But
2
I
sixes
didn't do
might be okay.
The best thing about this is I didn't do the worst, and I had disadvantage. I got 9, Tom got 6 with a with just a regular roll, and then Nick got a 6 with a nat 1.
Stealth is
Love it.
actually my highest stat. Fun fact.
Mine is actually athletics.
You're so used to just going through the forest all willy-nilly, like no, and nothing comes after you guys.
We got soft.
All right. So coming through the gates, over top the wall is still intact above where the drawbridge kind of goes up, and you notice there's like a hole right above where you have to pass, and you imagine that's a murder hole. Luckily, no murder comes down. And when you look down, kind of on the ground, directly below the hole, there's definitely like charred oil kind of marks. So
That would have been unpleasant if this were still a functioning city.
Well, I'm
But they
pretty sure if
didn't
it
move
was
that oil.
still a functioning city that we wouldn't be getting attacked just for entering. As far as I'm aware, we're not invading.
Maybe we're infamous. Like, we don't know.
How large a group do you have to have before it's technically an invasion, do you think?
One Naroke,
Yeah,
and
and
I don't know, add like 12 people to it.
Yeah.
there's 2 Nicks apparently.
Yeah, 1 Naroke, 2 Nicks, half a Marsh, and I don't know, throw a couple others in there.
And yeah, the shadow ghost, the cleric.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
you guys-
add Shadow Ghost as I gesture behind me, expecting him to appear.
Yeah,
One of you
This is-
wanted
Kelpie's
to
along with
recruit
us,
the
too.
snow. Yeah.
This
One
is
of you
why.
wanted to bring.
I think invading force is all about, intent.
Well, I mean, we are I feel like this is looting. It feels like looting.
It does.
Technically, everyone
but
is
it
dead.
is looting we're being paid for.
Doesn't that make it
Acquiring.
archaeology?
Yeah, that does make it archaeology instead.
Oh man, we're gonna have so many books for MASH. So
Just
many.
think about your resumes, like funeral director, archaeologist.
I like to put. I want to put in the word bookkeeper, but like the word keeper's like in quotes.
Yeah, you did keep a lot of books for us.
I sure did.
Okay. Well, city gates. You're trying your best at kind of going stealthy. You're slipping over rocks here and there, and maybe making a bit of noise, and you're aware you're making noise, but you don't see or hear anything right yet. Like, nothing's coming running as you come through the gates. And like Nick had theorized, there is sort of a main road from the gate that appears to lead up to the silhouette of the castle.
Ooh.
It's of course peppered by houses and whatnot, and it doesn't look quite like a straight shot, but it looks like you can kind of follow the road as it weaves up to the castle.
Well,
Looking around, aside from the castle, do we see any large towers?
Yeah, you do. So the wall where it's not collapsed, like every, I'd say 300 feet or so, there's a fairly large kind of spire tower that goes along the wall till the wall reaches the mountains. And then in town, there's a large towered building, off to the distance to your right.
Okay, so
There are definitely towers.
do we figure that the, as Marsh so eloquently put, hand mittens, do we figure those are in the castle, or do we figure those are going to be in that big tower over there?
I feel like
Because you were mentioning
it would be
Wizard
in the castle
Tower.
because the castle's the most fortified though. Like
yeah,
generally, if you're gonna keep something really really valuable, you want to keep it behind the most walls and then either in the basement or the attic.
are we getting these gauntlets from like the deceased? Was it like a queen or leader? I forgot her.
It was a wizard.
Wizard.
What's the
So-
queen, though?
You guys would know this. So these are Alferia's gauntlets, and she was the ruler, the queen of this area. Out of the whole Dominion, she ruled along with 5 others. But yeah, these were her gauntlets.
So we're
that
all
you were
correct.
So I
So-
mean,
Kind of deduce where. Well,
So-
I don't. Wherever you want to go.
So if everyone
queens
who is
live in castles.
so hear me out on this one though. So we're here to get the queen's gauntlets. Everyone who lived in the city died and got turned into zombies.
Yep.
So we're gonna have to go and beat up one very angry queen zombie, who's gonna have some very fiery gauntlets.
Might not know how to use them. Oh, I was gonna say like I don't.
Anytime we fight, I need you to start practicing on removing limbs, specifically
Leave your
arms.
hand.
I mean, maybe before like everything exploded, maybe she just kind of like put them in the vault or just on the side dresser or something. She might not have been wearing them when I don't know everything went bad.
So what? You think they're still on the vanity where she left them?
Considering that it was an explosion, my guess is they at least fell off the vanity.
Yeah.
Well,
So we're checking the floor under the vanity and then any vaults that might be in the basement or the attic.
As well as the hands of every zombie we find.
Yes.
Yeah. we will
Uh,
we will collect many hands.
what
Ugh.
would be best for this? Yeah, Naroke's gonna have his battle axe ready. That's his best hand removal weapon.
Oh dear goodness. Okay.
We don't need to keep all the hands. We just need to remove them if there's gauntlets on them. If they've got gloves of any kind.
That's true.
I
Okay.
feel like the gauntlets in question is one of those, like, we'll know it when we see it situations.
I look at my hands. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Either
All
way,
right. So I get
practice
the
makes
feeling.
perfect.
What are you gonna practice on? Don't practice on my arms. I'm still using those.
Oh no. If when we inevitably have to fight zombies, I can practice on hand removal.
All right, sure.
That is
I'll,
Naroke's objective for all this comedy. He's gonna be trying to remove hands.
I'll just keep hitting whatever I can hit. Cool. Onward.
Okay, so you're gonna follow the road up to the castle and not to any towers you see, or
Yeah,
do you
castle
wanna-
first.
At least to start, yeah.
okay, great. Can I get you guys to roll me stealth checks since you are, probably 15 minutes into the city?
Woohoo!
Yay, 19.
In before Nat 1. Oh, no, 12.
Okay. So I like to think that Nick is kind of taking point here and is scurrying along ahead of you guys with Tom Marsh with Marsh kind of going off to the side as well. I like to think you guys are kind of scouting out to sort of clear the path for Naroke. So if you're kind of going by and you see some zombies in an alley, you're like doing some hand signals to like move him off to the side, and you're kind of hurting him like you'd hurt a cat.
Okay, I'm happy you confirmed we actually saw zombies because we didn't see any zombies until just now. I was going to be more worried if there wasn't any zombies.
No.
Yeah, we opened up the castle doors. All the entire city was just like packed into the castle when the bomb went off. It's like,
They just throw a giant surprise party for us.
Zombies are like spiders. The only thing worse than you seeing them is you not seeing them.
Yep. Nope, very much zombies in the city, and the further you get, the more you can see and hear them. But with Nick and Marsh there, I like to think you guys have been stealthy enough to sort of offset and keep Naroke going in the right ways.
I'll try.
You guys were pretty stealthy, all things considered. Okay.
yep, definitely better
and
than
now-
our first round.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah,
coming to the
definitely
towns. We're here.
Fresh meat.
Boy, are my arms tired. Okay. Can I get you guys to roll me perception checks, please?
Nope.
Marsh sees
18.
nothing.
4.
Okay, which was a nat 1.
23 for me.
So Nick, you hear like this just awful drone of like probably what's 50 plus zombies coming in from behind. So you don't see them yet. They're not there. They're not upon you, but you can hear them and they're getting closer. And Naroke, you notice that too. But you also notice in a little house kind of up ahead of you, kind of like the pitter patter of a xylophone. Like you sort of hear xylophone noises coming from this house.
Didn't we hear a xylophone in the last town
We did. It was the spooky xylophone.
that we decided not to fuck with?
But you don't hear the xylophone, and Naroke does.
I don't. This decision is entirely in your hands.
I know, and that's a moderately terrifying thought. Let's find out what Naroke is gonna do. Let's grab my.
'Cause you also hear the zombies.
Yeah, I hear the zombies, so I'm aware of the zombies that are coming. Kit, high or low?
Hi.
Says like Naroke's gonna kind of turn. It's like we got a whole bunch of zombies coming up behind us. We should probably take cover.
Yeah.
I think I see a house up ahead that looks like it should be good cover.
All right, cool. Let's go for it.
And I'm gonna lead up towards the xylophone house. I rolled a 3.
Oh gosh, that's pretty darn low.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, Naroke, you're able to kind of signal to Tom, Marsh, get his attention, and call him over. Get all you guys situated at the house. You're at the door.
I'm gonna try the doorknob. Or the handle's like, is it unlocked?
It's very much locked.
Very much locked.
I can pick that.
Okay, you pick that, and while you're doing that, I'm gonna look for my key. And Norik's gonna start rummaging through his pockets.
Okay, I got 23 on a thieves' tools check.
Oh boy. Yeah, no, you definitely get you feel the tumblers kind of slide into place, just like, riding a bike. You could do that with your eyes closed. In fact, they probably were closed. And the door swings open.
All right, everybody in.
Okay. Do I still hear the xylophone?
Nope.
Okay. So I'll walk in and close the door behind me, and so in the room or in the house that we're in, looking around, are there windows?
There are windows, yes. Are
the windows boarded up, blown out? What is the state of the windows?
Windows are boarded up from the inside.
Beautiful.
Interesting.
Is there anything large, like a cupboard or table or couch or something that we can shove in front of the door?
Yeah, no, there's definitely a large table in sort of like this kind of kitchen-y area. There's some chairs. There's a bookshelf, or a shelf rather. There's some books on it. That's relatively intact.
I hope if the windows are boarded up, that implies someone was here before us, which is weird. That gives me the spooks.
Marsh, help me get this table in front of the door.
Yeah, sure.
I'm also gonna lock the door before I put the table in front of it.
All right. Yeah, the door is.
I can hear my cat scratching to be let out of the bedroom. I'll be right back.
Yep.
Absolutely. Poor kitty.
So put the table in front of the door and take a look at the bookcase. Because you said there was some books on them. Are any of them in good condition?
None of them are in good condition. Much like everything in this little hut, it's either like rusty, covered in dust. The books are all torn and withered, kind of not burnt per se in the normal sense, but blackened and illegible.
Okay. And I just want to roll an intelligence. Yeah, Naroke's gonna kind of pipe up with kind of Marsh's comment of the windows being boarded up being kind of weird. It's like, so if the city exploded, does this mean the house was boarded up before, or did someone come here after?
I think it could mean both.
How long ago did the city blow up?
How long ago is that? Like few hundred years? Like 300
the fact
years?
That there's boards at all is an indicator of something.
That is a fair point.
Well, I don't know if we need to look a gift house in the mouth, but I'll go make sure all the boards are stable, and I'll kind of go around and check all the windows, I guess. If anything seems broken, I'll try to fix it up.
Is it a 1-story, 2-story house?
It's 1 story, like a bungalow.
Is there a basement?
Give me a perception check, please.
Oh, that's a whopping 8.
Can I also look for a basement?
Yeah, anyone can.
I'm busy with windows, so I won't.
All right.
That's a 9. Fuck!
9. All right. Says you're kind of going around, giving the house another once over. You, Naroke and Nick, you guys notice that the zombie horde, definitely the one that was behind you, has come to the house, and they're just passing by. There's nothing knocking on the door. They don't seem to have noticed you're in there. You can hear the bumps sort of against the house, but that seems more like they just be shuffling along and like maybe bumping it on their way past. They don't seem to have noticed that you're in there, and they're moving forward down the road. You also don't notice any basement.
Okay.
So I guess we just hang out until the zombies have passed.
So do you think the zombies are all going to some big party at the castle?
Some sort of jamboree of sorts.
A shindig, as it were.
A hoot
I
nanny,
feel like there's a
if
pun
you
in
may.
here somewhere, but I haven't been able to find it.
I mean, what do zombies do in their spare time? I assume they're just wandering. Like, that's the only thing they do.
Shamble. Yep.
Yeah.
I think the pun has something to do with the word shuffle, but I'm still not finding it.
Getting one.
I thought
Well-
shindig was pretty good.
Shindig's not bad.
Well, that being said, their parties are to die for.
Oh, there it is.
I'll,
Boo.
I agree with that sentiment.
I guess out of boredom of being stuck in a house, I guess Marsh is gonna just, I don't know, after he checks all the windows, is just gonna look around the house in general. Let's just be a perception.
You can give me a perception for that.
That's an 8.
There's really standard house affair, kitchen with some pots and pans and old rags and stuff, but nothing of value, nothing of that seems out of place for just a generic house that looks like it survived a bomb falling on it. And you guys wouldn't have to wait very long for the 50 or so zombie horde to pass. They're not fast by any means, but they were sort of, walking with purpose. So I'd say it only takes about 15 minutes for you to be sure that you don't hear anything else outside and that the coast would be kind of safe to meander back out.
Alrighty. Yeah, so
Do you
shall we
guys
carry
wanna-
on towards the
Yeah,
Towards
I
the castle?
Yep.
Yeah, although I'm not sure we want to risk catching up with the zombies. Maybe we should consider taking an indirect route.
do we want to hit up the tower first then?
Is the tower closer?
Yeah, the tower's closer.
So yeah, hit the tower first and then go to the castle after?
Yeah, maybe.
Also, who
Just
knows?
to
Maybe we'll
avoid
find
catching up
weird
with
magical wizardy stuff.
Yay!
Yeah, if you guys can roll me stealth checks to navigate through the city.
Let us...
20.
Hey, 22.
14, I'm
Alright.
getting better.
All right.
Oh, you
So
have disadvantage, though.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I have a 1. Forgot about that. I was
Yeah.
getting better.
It's the same as before. Nick and Marsh, you two are kind of taking point and really just putting the extra effort in there to keep Naroke up to, going where he should be going and not running into hordes of undead
Yeah,
things. and-
Naroke hears the noise and grabs his axe and starts walking towards. It's like, just don't.
You guys kind of are able to pull him back and shuffle him in the right direction. And I'd say, 20 minutes. It takes you a while. You're fairly close to the tower, but to get there unnoticed from the denizens of this world takes you about 20 minutes. And you're about a block away from the tower. The door to the tower. The door's closed, but there's also like a faint hum coming from it.
Like, is that indicative of magic shit? I'm no expert, but that sounds like magic shit.
Naroke's gonna walk up and try and turn the doorknob.
Backup trap checker is the one with the most hit points.
Yeah, it
Work
makes
Technically,
sense.
first
backup
time.
trap checker should be the raptor because we could rebuild the raptor.
He's not good with doorknobs.
Are you kidding? Raptors can
Raptors
turn.
can open doors.
Yeah,
Jurassic Park established this.
Only the clever ones.
Raptor's clever.
Uh,
Or did you not make him to be?
he
Did you
starts.
specifically design him so he can't open doors?
That would be kind of a big weakness, I guess, wouldn't it? No, he could probably open a door. He's got 4 int. That could probably do it.
Either way, Naroke turns the doorknob.
Naroke, can you please make me a reflex save?
Dexterity saving throw? Question
Or
mark?
yeah, sorry, dex. Yeah, dex. I guess dexterity saving throw.
Did you? I'm not good at these. But I got a 14.
That seems high. All right. So as you touch the doorknob, similar to walking along a carpeted floor, and then reaching for a doorknob, you are going to take a whopping 7 points of shock damage.
Oh, Nelly. So gonna. That was a.
Naroke, are you dead?
No, but that was a shocking experience.
Oh.
Boo. The sort of hum from the door has dissipated.
So I can hear it audibly no longer humming.
Correct.
I'm gonna grab the doorknob again and give another turn.
The door opens.
Woohoo!
Humming is bad. Now we know.
And as you open the door, Naroke, it's kind of hard to see in it at first because it's fairly dark in this tower. The windows also having been boarded up, and not much light is able to come in. But you do see a figure on the other end of the room. It's hunched over and moving. Can't quite tell what it is, but there is something in this tower.
Kilpie, is that you?
You asked if it was Kearney?
Yeah, Kearney.
Kearney?
Yeah, it's like, Kearney, is that you?
So when you call out to it, you see the sort of swaying of its back kind of stop, and it looks up, and sort of like cat eyes, you can see these like weird, creepy reflection sort of eyes looking at you. And I'd like you guys to roll me initiative.
Ah, shit.
We're gonna talk it down, right?
Apparently, Kearney's not too friendly yet.
It's fine. He's just got to learn our smell.
I'll give him a hug. I have an
Oh,
initiative
no.
of 0.
He's never going.
Oh, jeez. Right, you're -1.
My -1 to Dex.
Wow,
So,
that's the first 0.
Giggle, I think you can just, like, leave if you want. Just go get a snack or something.
Just fuck. That's awesome. Okay, so Nick with a decent roll. Marsh, coming in a little slow. And then frickin' Naroke.
Naroke's not in any hurry to try and hurt Kearney.
Yeah, that's the first 0 I've ever seen with the way the math works out, and that just delights my soul.
I know in some other rule sets, if you get 0 initiative, you just don't get a turn, but I don't think that's 5e.
That's
I mean,
definitely
I
not
was once
5e rules.
I was once DMing a fight that had an awakened shrub, and that has a -1 to damage, so I actually rolled a 0 on damage.
See, that's
Here, let
actually...
me fix that for you.
Well, that's like Sylvania. If Sylvania takes a unarmed strike for a like it's an attack of opportunity, they can deal 0 damage because they have a -1 to strength, and the unarmed strike deals 1 damage plus strength.
Oh, right. Why couldn't she unarmed strength Anna instead of, just beating the crap out of her? That was a bad fight.
Catapulting the
All right.
fucking sword.
So, even though it's dark, it's a zombie. It's a zombie. Go figure. There's a zombie in this tower. Its arms are withered as it kind of raises them up, long, slender, gross, decaying fingers, kind of jazz handing at you, I suppose. And you're gonna see Naroke. You would see this first, but I think you, Nick and Marsh, would hear it. The cackling of kind of lightning static
Uh-oh.
happens
Li-
around its hand.
Zombies aren't lightning zombies.
And it's going to hobble over to you, Naroke, since you opened the door. So it has like a kind of a table in front of it. So it's got to sort of hobble its way around the table, and it doesn't quite get to you yet, but arms are outstretched. One just super shocky, and it's I don't know. I guess coming to shake your hand.
Okay.
Naroke, you know what to do.
It's I'd say it's about a good 15 feet away from you yet. It's a pretty big tower.
Well, currently I'm standing in the doorways, so
Yep.
I hope the two of you enjoy staring at my ass.
So Nick,
Yeah, as long as I'm not getting shocked.
Depends
With,
how good is your ass.
In the leather pant or the or is it leather pants that Naroke has on? I need to look at his artwork again.
But are they tight leather pants?
Indubitably, he has a very pristine ass.
Okay. In that case, it's a hardship I'll have to endure.
Naroke dummy thick.
That's
You
why
would-
he's so bad at stealth checks. Top of his cheeks keeps alerting the zombies.
Oh boy.
It was never the plate mail.
It's just the ass cheeks clapping as you walk.
Oh.
All right, sorry. I think I asked something, but I don't remember what.
Nope, it's gone from my head too.
It was
Okay.
whoever's turn is after the zombies.
Nick's up for initiative. You can sort of hear the static. You can kind of see around Naroke a little bit.
I don't have a clear shot at this thing, do I?
No.
Can I get to a spot where I have a clear shot with Naroke standing in the doorway?
I'd say you could push past Naroke if you want.
I'm
I
not
don't
sure I
think-
want to push past Naroke. I think I want to try and fire under his arm or something.
Naroke, how receptive would you be to having Nick kind of weasel in there?
I'm assuming that you're essentially trying to use me as a meat shield and just like
Yes.
crossbow past me. Yes, sir. Naroke will be like hold up his axe so his arms are out of the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Then you can get a good shot off.
All right, crossbow. Uh, 18.
Oh, break. Yeah, that hits. That's
All right,
certainly hits.
and there's nothing next to it, so I don't think I get sneak attack.
No, thankfully.
5 piercing.
5 piercing, eh? Plus math brain is that number. Okay, cool. And so you wedge it. The hand that kind of he's leading with, you just get it right through the hand, and the cackling lightning stops for a brief second, and he kind of looks at his hand, and then shakes it, and the lightning kind of comes back.
Ah,
Marsh, what are you going to do?
I don't know if I can't exactly do the same squeezing thing. I think I'll just delay till after the electric zombie has a turn. And just see what he does first.
Absolutely. Okay, which would put us up to Dummy Thick Naroke.
don't make that noise.
So Naroke's going to take a look at the zappy hand. He's just going to tighten his grip on his axe. And he's going to take a couple steps forward, and he's going to try and take a swing at that hand.
All right.
That is a nat 20 to take off his hand.
I was like, there's only one way this is happening. All right. I guess
that
roll me
is
that damage
16 points of damage to his hand.
first. Hang on. I want to ask my human calculator here how to do math, but I don't want to give the numbers away.
You know your
All
computer
right.
has a calculator on it.
Yeah, you could just use a calculator. We won't tell.
No. So how do you want to do this, Naroke?
Wait, is he dead? So
Yeah.
gonna take that first swing and like take off the electric hand, watch it hit the floor, and just turn back up and just back across the other way to go for the head and just take off the top, just a little off the top.
The closest shave possible.
Closest shave.
All right. Yeah. So hand kind of falls to the floor. The cackling of the electricity flickers away. Like you're literally just kind of scalping him a bit, or were you like going at the jaw?
I'm going at the jaw. Gonna give him a nice shave, just a little off the
Alright.
top.
Tongue lolls out from
Ew.
the remaining lower
Yeah.
jaw, and as he sinks to his knees, his last kind of jazz hand goes up and falls down.
Man, I sure hope that wasn't a friendly.
They didn't
Considering
say
that
anything.
You didn't say anything, and by all accounts, this door already attacked me once.
It just keep an eye on Mel to see whether she starts tearing up any particularly large documents. Crossing out large sections of.
Poor Frankie.
No, not Frankie.
So with him being dead, I'm going to I'm gonna check the body. He seemed wizardy of sorts. Did he have anything funky on him?
So as you're rifling through his clothing, what clothing is on him is shabby. It smells awful in here, almost like a zombie has been living in it for however many hundreds of years.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Actually, you
His
get to the point where it
boots?
just wouldn't stink anymore.
Yeah, well, the magic's weird, man. His boots are in surprisingly good condition,
I'm taking those
but
boots.
everything else on him is crap.
Magic boots are just really well made, do you think?
Just really well made boots. There doesn't seem to be anything magical about them, but like they're still
Would
kind
they
of
fit in a Naroke?
No, this wasn't a. I'm going by height. This guy wasn't particularly tall, and you are very tall. I imagine your shoe size is like 14.
I don't know. I don't comprehend shoe sizes. They change from depending on the company
That's true. And country, and no, these wouldn't fit you.
and store.
Or, yeah. You just notice there's some nice boots, like they've been shined, not necessarily recently, but just they don't look shabby at all.
I'll pull his boots off and set them on the table. It's like, we got a nice pair of boots.
I've got boots. I'll pass.
I mean, could take him for the road. I don't know. Yeah, actually, I think I'll just leave. I'll
I'll
it's
just
not-
look at the boots and then look at like Marsh's lizard feet.
That's basically the conclusion Marsh came down to too. It's like, even if it's not gonna work with mine.
Okay, I'm gonna grab the boots. Like, well, you don't want them. Take them, stick them in my bag.
In your chest, you mean?
Yep, my chest.
You don't have a bag, you have a chest.
I do have a chest. It is a glorious chest.
Okay. So this tower, quite tall. The staircase, while at the bottom is intact, you can see partway up it is crumbled down to the floor, and it is no longer a complete spiral staircase. There's quite a large gap.
Ah, shit.
I can
Is
throw
there
you.
just the one gap, or is there like is it broken in multiple spots?
You can just see one gap. It gets pretty dark. The more you look up, there is some other like kind of stony litter throughout the tower, so it could be that another section has fallen, but it just didn't cave in the stairs below it.
So
But
how long is the gap?
I'd say it's like 10 feet,
Okay.
like going up. Yeah.
I might be able to Prince of Persia this shit if we do want to check out the top of the tower.
I can always throw you as well.
That is a possibility, but also I'd be really leery of putting you on those stairs, just because you're heavy. They may not
I'll
hold
leave
up.
my chest down here.
That might help.
Tunk.
Can you guys roll your perception checks?
Do.
8.
6.
13.
Six. All right.
With that
so
one on the other
Naroke,
side.
You kind of recognize that this fight, while very short-lived, maybe might have made like a little bit of noise, and you don't hear moaning right upon you, but you hear some faint moaning kind of getting closer.
I'm gonna close the door to the tower. You said there was a table in here?
Yeah, there's a table.
Is it something we could easily move?
It's heavy, but it's movable. Like made of like mahogany, but definitely.
Mahogany.
Marsh, help me move this table over.
You know, I'm not that strong, but no, I can help you move stuff.
You're stronger than me.
Yep.
Move the fucking table.
Okay.
Does Raptor help?
If the raptor could like headbutt the table to push it, then yes.
I'm just imagining like Raptor like puts his head under the table and just like lifts that little bit, so it's like helping hobble the one side along.
The raptor is stronger than me, so yes.
So let's move the table over in front of the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, smart move. Door barricaded, roughly, which is smart because there is no lock on the inside. You noticed? No deadbolt, no latch, no handle thing. You get the sense that the lock was the spell that went off on you.
And the door opened in, right?
Door opened in.
Okay, good. So putting the table there makes it so that they can't just push the door. They can't just open the door out and then walk over the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm looking up the rules for a running jump,
Absolutely.
which it auto-corrected to running just. Thanks for nothing. Oh, jeez. You know what? Goodbye, D&D Beyond. We're going to Google for this.
And while Nick is trying to calculate the trajectory for jumping,
Yeah.
Nick's like that gif where the math is flying by his head.
that's so good. I would say, Naroke, you notice there's a mirror here, with like a blue kind of border. And when you look at the mirror, it doesn't actually reflect the room or yourself back at you. It's almost like looking into a two-way mirror, and you see another room.
And is this mirror on the wall or is this mirror on like a stand in the middle of the room?
It's on the wall.
Naroke's gonna walk up and just kind of like move the mirror a little bit away from the wall to see if there's just like a hole on the other side of this. It's actually just a window.
If just wall, brick wall.
Weird. Naroke is gonna touch the glass or touch the pane of glass.
It's cool to the touch.
When Naroke moved the mirror just a smidge, did the reflection change?
No. Nope.
Okay, so I
All
can.
right, Nick, what do you got for me?
If I do at least 10 feet of run up, I can do a long jump of 8 feet, but second story work gives me another 3 feet, so I can do a long jump of 11 feet.
All right.
Now, is that just distance or is that height as well?
That's distance. I can also, let me check the rules for high jump. Number of feet equal to 3 plus your strength modifier if you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the jump.
Which you can.
Yeah, but my strength modifier is -1. So I can jump in the air 2 feet.
So 2 feet up and, what was it, 10 feet forwards?
11 feet
11
forward.
Do you want to use me as a springboard, essentially? to get you that
That might-
that extra
Yeah, if you're
8
willing-
feet of height to start.
Yeah, if you're willing to toss me, we might be able to pull this off.
Yeah, I'll lob you over that gap. So yeah, I'll have my. I'm intentionally leaving my chest at the bottom of the stairs to take the extra. Oh God, what is my inventory's weight at the moment? Yeah, the extra 350 some pounds on the floor. Well, granted, that's not including my armor, or that is including my armor as well. But yeah, we'll leave that downstairs and go walking up the steps.
Okay.
Carefully.
Carefully for Naroke.
They
Yeah.
hold.
They hold? Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's the
If they're
important
gonna
part.
collapse, I'd rather they do it now before we're really far off the ground.
Yeah. And also, Naroke's just kind of like walking up first, because I was like, if it's going to collapse under my weight, then I can't throw you. But if you got up there and then I collapsed it behind you, then you're stuck.
That would suck.
Because I cannot guarantee, I do not necessarily have the dexterity to catch you. I have the strength to catch you if you land on me, but I cannot guarantee that I'd be able to catch you. You'd be like one of those cartoons where the person's falling and the person's like, and then like you hit the ground and then like 3 seconds later.
All right. So how far up is that first gap that we can see?
10 feet wide. They're not steep, so like 2 feet from edge to edge.
Well,
10
like
feet, 2 feet up.
how high up the tower is the hole?
Oh, yeah. So let's say, and it ends up being like 6 feet. You gotta get that 6 feet.
All right, cool. So I figure I do the 10-foot run up, and then just as I'm about to jump, you kind of grab me by the scruff of the neck and toss me to give me some additional force.
Oh, I was just gonna like do the whole like kneel and like cut my hands so that, as you're running.
Oh yeah, the cheerleader hoist. Okay,
Yeah.
that'll work too. Okay, let's do that then.
Can you do the splits mid like sword?
I don't think so. No, my dexterity is only 16. I think that's an 18
Alright.
to do a full split.
Alrighty, so essentially, since I'm helping you get advantage on this check.
Yeah, let's do it that way.
Okay. So that's what, dexterity?
Dexterity, I think.
Would that be
Alright,
acrobatics?
Oh yeah, sorry,
Acrobatics
let's
with
do
the-
acrobatics. That makes
I
more
have
sense.
I have training in acrobatics. That would help. All right. So with advantage, that's a 14.
Yeah. So, Naroke's got the strength, he's got the height and the oomph. And so with the added hoist from Naroke, you easily get up top. It's not even like you need to scramble to sort of find purchase. You just, almost like a cat, just...
Cool.
Yep.
So I
You're up.
will keep going up the stairs fairly gingerly just to make sure they can take my weight and see if there are any more gaps that I got to worry about.
So there's gaps, but nothing like the cave-in that you had to kind of surmount. It's more like a step or two has kind of crumbled away, and you would just need to step over that.
Okay.
And out of
Do you guys want me to throw a rope down for you or what?
I got this cool mirror.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a quick hop back down and take another look at the mirror.
I think we're fine. If you need any help, I guess pass a rope.
Yeah, tie a rope and drop it down anyways. I may need that.
Okay. I'm just going to check how much rope I have because... Yeah, I have 50 feet of rope. So once I'm 50 feet off the ground, I'll tie off a rope and let it hang.
Actually, would it be better to essentially tie it over on the other, like somewhere on the other side of where it collapsed, and then?
I think, actually, that might make more sense because that's less of a distance for you to climb. So I'll scurry back down, tie it off at the opposite end of that big gap, and then they should be able to climb up without any much further difficulty.
And that's easy to do.
Yeah, with the smear. So you said the mirror is cold to the touch.
Yeah. So like when you go to touch it, it feels like a normal mirror. I
So it
guess I
feels
didn't mean
solid.
cold as in not necessarily cold as in like unnaturally cold, just like a cool surface that hasn't been heated at all.
Yep.
Just a regular old mirror. It feels like solid.
And so like
And
even like pushing on the glass, like my hand doesn't start like going through it or anything. It's just like solid.
solid, solid.
Hmm.
And this mirror is like 2 feet by 4 feet tall.
I get the feeling this might actually just be a picture.
I'm going to do, if that's cool, a Arcana check on it.
Oh, absolutely.
13.
13. Um, so you're kind of given the mirror once over. You know, it's the trim is wood. It's blue. It's got like kind of like a flower sort of inlay decorated around the edge. And as you're looking over, you're touching it. It's definitely magical of some sort, but you can't really decipher much more than this must be kind of magical.
I say open.
Oh,
Nothing
I know
happens.
this one. Friend.
Okay, I'm out of
Moving
ideas.
Uh, actually, with you kind of like determine that yes, it is magical. Naroke's gonna pick up the hand of the zombie that he cut off, and he's gonna walk up to the glass and push the hand against the glass or against the mirror.
uh, so the zombie hand, which has seen better days, when you kind of push it, it it leaves like kind of a gross, grimy streak on the mirror.
Oh well, that's just no good. Toss the hand down, like rip off part of like the zombie's cloak and wipe off with the grime.
Yeah, nothing seemed to happen when you touched the severed hand to the mirror.
Oh, do I have a spell that I could do this with?
Oh yeah, you have spells.
I do. Unfortunately, I don't have any electric spells.
Your searing light or Chain
Yeah,
of Ray,
I've got
whatever
Sacred
cast.
Flame, but that's
That's
radiant damage, not electric. And on account of the fact that the guy was electrical, gonna look over to Mars. Like, do you got any electric abilities?
Nah, just mainly fixing abilities. Not much electric.
Hmm. Well, let's make
How?
note of this because I think I have. I have.
How?
I think I have electric spells that I can use, but I need to. I need to rest to get them ready.
Oh, I was gonna say we could also just on the way out just break the mirror and hope that solves this. Because I don't think we'll be coming back, but I mean, maybe.
Okay. And while Naroke is searching his inventory, Nick,
Hmm.
you are ascending the tower. It's it's odd. So there's the room and the sort of desk and table and whatnot down below, a fireplace. It's mostly stairs. Mostly stairs. There's really like maybe a couple pictures on the wall as you go, and you're being careful of where the stairs look a little bit crumbly and busted. And it is until you get quite a ways to the top that there's sort of like an alcove, and you can see over the city. It's like a watchtower almost.
Huh. Okay.
But it's odd. It doesn't. It's not lighter as you get up there. It's kind of darker.
Don't like that. When I peer out the window, can I see anything at the base of the tower? Or is the angle wrong for that?
No, you can see down at the base of the tower.
How bad is the zombie situation at present?
Um, so there's a couple stragglers off to where you're looking off to the right, like two or three just sort of kind of like do-si-doing, meandering in a circle, not really going anywhere.
Okay, I thought you meant literally do-si doing, and I had concerns.
No, not like with any sort of precision. And up ahead, kind of towards where the castle is, there's like a larger group of like 15. But one seems to be just kind of moving, and the rest are following it without any sort of purpose. But
Okay.
moving along the side of the castle. Not really to it, but parallel to the castle. So there's
So
still zombie activity.
So I don't actually have any spells that deal electrical damage.
All right.
Although, I think technically the artificer should have shocking grasp as a cantrip, or can change those up. But I'm not sure whether you change those out on long rest or change those out on level
I think it's
up.
on a level up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's level up. Oh, I got a sneeze coming once.
Well, with Naroke kind of realizing that nope, can't shock my way through this one. Gonna start heading up the stairs, and as he's getting closer towards that gap, he's gonna run and sprint and jump.
Neat. That's right, because you got a strong strength score.
Yeah, I can jump 16 feet horizontally and 6 feet up.
Yeah, you're what'd you get there? Just for flavor.
For my
Roll me that.
athletics, that's 12.
12.
It's not the most graceful
but,
of leaps.
Yeah, you know what? So you definitely land. I like to think you sort of land like a superhero landing, kind of down on like one knee. You feel the stairs sort of like they don't give way or anything. But if a stair could feel pain, it was probably feeling pain. Like
It buckled maybe a bit.
yeah.
Yeah, I hit the step and it's just like chunk. Get up slowly. Take next
Breathe.
step.
Everything's fine. Yeah. So you're sure something kind of cracked in the stone, but it's all right.
Okay.
There's still a rope, right?
Yes.
There's still a rope.
I
Okay.
did not remove the rope.
I just double checked, and yeah, on a long rest I can reconfigure my spells. So maybe if for some reason we are sleeping in the city and we come back, I can do that. I'll just use the rope.
Okay, absolutely. Can you give me a wait? I want to say climb, but that feels like Pathfinder.
That is
Yup.
Pathfinder.
It would be athletics or acrobatics, I think.
or acrobatics. Your choice. With
Okay,
advantage, because there's a rope.
20 with acrobatics at
Yeah.
advantage.
You climb that like you were born to climb rope. You can add that to your resume.
Rope climb.
Right next to 8-foot vertical leap.
And I'm gonna assume you're just gonna ascend the stairs with the rest
Yeah,
of
I'm
your
just gonna
party?
be following like behind everyone.
Cool.
I'll be at the
I'm
back.
just imagining raptors at the bottom just like staring up at us. It's like,
Oh.
Sadness.
and then
it's
like
just- yeah.
Raptor just starts to cry at his lack of opposable thumbs.
He might be able to do. I'd say he might be able to do that jump, but just for so we don't, destroy more of the stairs. I'll just keep him down here for now. I'm assuming we're coming back down here on the way out.
Probably.
If not,
Okay.
I'll come back and grab him.
Bit of a journey, not that long. It's mostly stairs, just stairs, a couple pictures, and then when you get to the top, meeting up with Nick, it is indeed a watchtower.
Okay.
So there's the kind of like panoramic windows. You can walk all around the tower and get a full view of the city.
Hey guys, there's nothing up here.
There's a good view.
Yeah, there's a good view. Looks like there's a clump of zombies, like 15 of them, possibly on our way to the castle.
Where are those
This-
at?
This
I'd go to the window and point them out.
How far
This
away are
seem-
they?
easily distracted.
How far away are they?
Don't make her do trigonometry.
Yeah, right. Use the triangle. Let's say they're like 150 feet away.
150 feet away.
And not moving to the castle, but like the castle's here, and they're like moving just like along. So not to it, but yeah, it's
And you said, so there's like the one that's leading them, and the others are just kind of like following along.
yeah, and it's not like it's leading because it knows where it's going. It's just moving, and
And
then
the rest
by
are following
zombie
behind it.
logic, the rest are following.
I'm gonna. Oh, that I can't because that's in my chest. Darn. Never mind. I was gonna say like I pull up my heavy crossbow, but no, that'd be in my chest right now, so that's down on the main floor.
You just wanted to do like a fish in a barrel for this?
Well, no, I was gonna try and take out the leader, and see which one took its position as the next shambler in motion.
Well,
This raises an important question. What is the range on my crossbow? 80, 320, so it would be a disadvantage, but I could shoot at them from here.
Well, if it's 80 to
gotta
320, that means that you're like that first number is the minimum range, isn't it?
First number is the first range increment is how far you can fire at normally, and the second range increment is how far you can fire at disadvantage.
at disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
Well, you're definitely welcome to, if you want.
Could just.
Naroke, you got any like magic shit you want to try out for this, or?
What can I hit? What do I have that is
I think the range on guiding bolt is like 150 feet if you've got it.
120?
Ah, shit.
No, I got nothing that nothing that can reach that far. Because yeah, guiding bolt's 120, and all of my other spells are close range or touch spells. So yeah.
Okay, just for funsies, then I'll take a pot shot with the crossbow and see what happens. I'm not gonna sit here trying to shoot them the whole time.
Okay.
But just for funsies, I want to see what happens.
Yeah, I want to take out that first one and just see which one takes over.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to take out the head one.
All right.
I also forgot to mention that I keep a heavy crossbow on me too if someone wants to try that.
As you like
I'm
pull out
pretty
the
sure
heavy
you're-
crossbow and
I'm pretty sure your dex score is higher than Naroke's, so when it comes to aiming with one,
I got a
you might be
-1.
better off.
Are you getting in on this, Marsh?
Sure. I'll get it on this. Let me just
So
get
with
my,
a disadvantage, that's a 13.
Or 13. Okay.
Yeah.
So the crossbow bolt, it doesn't land true. Kind of whizzes by not the leader zombie, but a zombie that was sort of behind it, and he's gonna stop, and then a zombie behind him kind of hits him, knocks him over. The zombie behind that one hits
Hey!
him. So they're
dominoes.
gonna topple a few zombies.
We cleared the horde.
All right, that made it all worth it.
And Marsh
The
took
ones on the
a
That
shot
made
with the
all these stairs
15.
worth it.
Oh, with the 15. Okay. And you were shooting at the leader guy as well?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. So that arrow is going to actually find purchase through his calf. But it doesn't drop him, and he seems to just keep walking, but with a really pronounced limp now.
That just makes me feel bad.
But weirdly, you notice that the zombies that were kind of on the side that didn't get toppled down from Nick's domino effect are now walking with a limp, sort of like the leader zombie.
What?
Great, we have zombie monkeys.
Ah,
Because monkey see, monkey
All right.
do.
Quick, teach the one in front the thriller dance.
ah!
Well, if we find a zombie with an arrow in its calf, we know exactly what to do.
And with that, we are actually going to take our break with you guys just fucking with some zombies from a tower.
We learned a lot today.
We did. Alrighty,
We'll be back in 10 minutes.
sounds good. We are live.
So we're live. Perfect. All right. We're back from break. Thanks for joining us. When we last left off a few minutes ago, you guys had some zombie hijinks, and now they're shambling away down the street
With a limp.
with a limp. All of them, the ones that have even gotten up after toppling over, are now catching up with the same limp for some reason.
I'm serious, we gotta find that guy in front and teach him the thriller dance.
Oh, for sure.
But the watchtower, and it's kind of very obvious that this is what this is now, is just a watch lookout point. There's really nothing up here.
Okay.
All right, so I guess we head for the castle.
Yep. I'll head back down and once. How high from where the hole is to the ground is it?
6 plus another 6 is 12 plus 2. They're like 14 feet.
I'll just try and jump the gap again.
Of course you will. All right. Athletics to jump, or I don't know. Whichever one of those rolls you want.
21.
Dealer's choice. Yeah, that poor ground didn't know what was happening to it. And Nick and Marsh, I imagine you're still on the stairs while this is happening because you're gonna descend like normal people, and you feel the tower kind of shake a little with Naroke's landing. It's a hefty land.
I'm gonna use the
off something.
Gonna pick up my chest, put that back on my back.
Gonna use the rope while I still can.
Yeah, I'm also gonna use the rope to descend.
Cool.
Then how are we getting the rope down?
I tied it with a slip knot, so I can just tug on it a certain way and it'll untie.
Love it.
Okay.
A very Nick thing to do.
Yeah,
guys
Naroke's
are
like,
gonna move-
ropes. Wrap it around a whole bunch of times and then just hold on to the two ends.
What do they say? If you can't tie knots, tie lots. That's just Naroke's motto. It's like
I haven't heard
a
that
ton
before.
Of granny knots.
Yeah, he started with 50 feet of rope. It's more like 25 by the time he's done tying it off.
Exactly. That's also why Naroke has like 100 feet of chain.
Naroke has 100 feet of chain because I think he's a bit of a klepto.
No, I have 100 feet of chain because you gave me a chest, which I was like, okay, great, now I've got my chest for my character. But then you also nails to the wall with those damn chains. Like, I'm taking this out of spite.
Oh, spite.
This belongs to me now.
Table moved, I imagine.
Yep.
To exit back into the world. Yeah. The door that doesn't lock, you open it up from the inside, and not that you didn't know where the castle was before, but you definitely know the best route to take, having seen it from the watchtower. And you figure you're only a 15-minute walk from the castle.
Sweet.
Okay.
Can you guys give me stealth checks?
15.
17.
2.
Double
Ooh.
2.
So I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but I've been doing stealth checks on sort of like a party check.
Yeah, group stealth checks as opposed
Yeah.
to single
Stealth.
person. Which is my only saving grace.
Yeah. So just as before, Nick and Marsh, you guys taking the lead, keeping Naroke out of trouble.
Woo!
Like, he's literally about to walk, like, face first into a zombie because he's just, like, twiddling his thumbs, and you're, like, hand over his mouth as you jump on his shoulder, Nick, and then Marsh, like, pulls him back into the dark alley.
Yeah, I'm like going, I've got axe in hand. It's just like, doo 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 doo.
Nice.
Like, Nick's like,
I
That's actually a multi-stage process because, as mentioned, I can only jump 2 feet. So I can only jump 2 feet straight in the air. So I would have to like grab onto his shoulders and hoist myself up before clapping a hand over his mouth.
I
the
really
best part about
like
that
this
too is-
approach.
Sorry, Marsh?
The
I was gonna say I really like this approach of problem stealth characters.
See, the best part about it too is the fact that you'd go and jump on Naroke's back, start like climbing up, and Naroke probably wouldn't notice the extra
He would
weight.
not notice.
Hence why
You wouldn't
Marsh
know I
is
was there until I put my hand over your
Hey.
mouth. Possibly not even then.
Oh, what a nice hug.
Oh,
To go,
Uh,
Nick. When did you get here? As you've just been sitting on the chest for like the past half hour, just getting a ride.
yeah, you wouldn't notice the added weight.
Actually, what is my total
and-
carrying capacity?
400?
480 pounds. So as long as you are less than 130 pounds, I won't notice the weight difference.
I feel like for a 5'9" guy, I feel like 130 pounds might be pretty skinny even for an 8 strength character.
Fair. So I probably noticed at some point.
Yeah. Bam. So with that kind of hijinks, you guys managed to keep Naroke from like sending down a whole swarm or otherwise of zombies on you. And it's pretty quick, having exactly seen the way you needed to go. And you are at the castle wall, which, very similar to the city gate wall, is very crumbly in a lot of places.
Sweet.
So there's no problem getting through. The castle itself seems to be in fairly good condition. It doesn't look desolate from the outside, and oddly enough, there is like a faint kind of purplish light shining through most of the windows. So yeah, it doesn't look darkened. Maybe inhabited. Who knows?
At what time of day is it?
We are getting into like late afternoon.
Okay.
So it is getting darker, just where the sun is for the day, and now you're at the epicenter of the blight, and the fog is definitely thicker and darker here.
Gross.
But the magical light through the windows and whatnot of the castle still manages to shine through, a bit of like a purple hue.
No xylophone?
No xylophone. No.
Cool. Don't know if I ever... Yeah, I think I heard the xylophone in
You
the
did.
town.
You heard the xylophone back in the first town. That being said, I'm very curious. When we go back to the tower, we should see if you should try and find a xylophone in that building somewhere. Like hunt around, see if there's a xylophone or something, or make something to play xylophone music on to see if anything reacts.
Oh, I get what you're saying. You've gone from electricity to xylophone to try and interact with the mirror.
Well, yeah, because we had, when we were walking up, that was the building we went into, the tower, or one of those in the house that had...
Yeah,
Never
the
mind.
tower didn't have anything to do with the xylophone.
Oh,
Yeah, never mind.
You're right.
Nope, you're right.
That's the source of my confusion.
Yeah, I was picking up what you were putting down, and I shouldn't have been. This is garbage.
See,
All right.
it's not just Naroke that's dumb.
DM, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
No, I was thinking more so
Exactly.
me, just for the fact that my mind had already drawn that conclusion. It's like, oh, it's like, I missed this. It's like, no, wait, Aaron, you're just an idiot.
And I followed along. Okay, so the castle, widespread, some towers with like jagged kind of spires at the top. Looks pretty freaking nifty. There is a gate. There is like a little wooden gate as you're coming through the wall. It's like 50 feet away from the door. It looks purely aesthetic, like 100%.
Like
Just a little garden
like
gate.
a raised gate, or like...
Not a raised gate, like a little garden, yeah, sort of gate. Like something that you would have just to keep your dog in. It doesn't look like it's fortified at all.
Okay.
The stone wall you passed would have been the thing to, keep out the masses. This is just a weirdly placed wooden gate.
I am checking extra hard for traps.
But Naroke can just step over it.
Yeah, I
That's
could
why
literally...
I'm checking extra hard for traps.
Absolutely.
What do you want for that? Perception or investigation? Or
Whichever's higher for you, perception or investigation.
I think they're equal. Nope,
I guess
perception's
they're both
higher.
wisdom. Okay.
No, investigation is intelligence. Dirty 20.
Okay. Dirty 20. Okay, I like that. Better than modified. So, as you're kind of doing like the side to side sort of look of the gates, you're following it along. You're looking at the latch, not getting too close. It just seems like a regular old gate. There's nothing with your trap sense going off.
All right, it seems fine.
Good. And Naroke's gonna open the gate.
Yeah, it opens in a word. You you go to swing it open and you just have the gate like door in your hand. It almost like crumbles the hinges.
Just kind of put it back on the frame. It's probably fine.
You two might as well come through, and then I'll put it back.
Okay, yeah.
Once you put it back. I'll just throw a quick mending spell on it.
Put it back.
Oh.
Let's give it a little fix. Good.
Mending's
Relapse
a
the
cantrip
gate.
for you.
Yeah, mending's a level 0 cantrip for me.
Like, that's
I
so
love how
kind.
our party of scoundrels is like generally more courteous than your average party of like heroes.
Like,
It's a nice gate.
Well, see,
There's
here's
debauchery, but you guys have style.
well, yeah, it's like we're not above swindling people.
For
Thus,
what?
your wind chimes of alarm. But at the same time, we're not out to over every single person we meet. And plus, having a gate between us and the zombies makes sense.
Maybe this was
zombies
keeping
can't
out the
jump.
zombies.
Or keeping
Zombies
them in.
are like white men; they can't jump.
Oof.
Great movie.
What?
So
Jump.
as you're going to what would be the doors of the castle, you do notice that off to the side there's like a little wooden doghouse and like a little water dish.
I know, we're about to fight zombie Fido.
And you do see kind of like a little skeletal tail kind of
Oh.
No,
peeking out.
no.
Naroke is gonna
Mel, you owe
walk.
me $100 for every dead dog in this campaign.
That's right.
It might not be completely.
It's to roll me stealth checks.
Also,
Oh, right.
Nick, how are you defining dog? Because technically we killed the bumblewolves.
Those don't count.
They were more Bumble than Wolf.
Yeah, natural 20 on the stealth check.
Holy crow.
Oh, is this everyone's stealth check? Or...
Everyone, yes, please.
Please, I don't want to fight a skelly dog.
Oh, Naroka's already walking straight towards the doghouse.
I still like
really?
how you're not getting nat ones, but it's really close.
Yeah. All right. So, I guess Nick and Marsh, you both have like the thought that okay, we've breached the inner city, and there's the castle, and let's go. And you think you're above steering Naroke at this point, but you're very wrong. So, like, who'da thunk that you really need to keep babysitting once you practically get to your objective? So Naroke, you're actively going to the doghouse?
Yes.
Okay. And you're not stealthy about it at all. Pitter patter, your chains on your chest are thumping around, and you see the tail start to wag.
Oh no.
That's precisely what I was hoping for. Fantastic. Naroke's gonna he's gonna stop. About how far from like the gate to the doghouse is it?
It's not very far, like 20 feet.
Okay, he's gonna stop about halfway, and he's gonna like get down on his knees, like, "Come here, boy."
God.
Yeah, so the tail is gonna perk right up, and then it's gonna disappear inside, and then a little skeletal like puppy face is gonna come out, and it's gonna charge at you.
Do undead dogs want more bones?
See, I'm curious how big is this dog? Like, are we talking like Chihuahua, or are we talking like Bull Mastiff?
No, we're talking like bigger than a Shih Tzu. Let's do like a blue healer, like a medium-sized dog.
Okay. I'm googling blue healer
They're really pretty.
just so I can
I
get
guess this one doesn't really.
It's a
matter.
skeleton, so we can't tell, but
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well,
That
I'm more so
size.
just like getting a judge for like the size of the dog. Okay.
And as it charges, you're kind of down, crouching, right? Like on your feet. Or are you sitting
I'm on my knees, and because I was like,
on your knees?
"Come here," and it's like encouraging the dog to come up.
Yeah. So it bounds over, and it's going to like straight up leap at you over one of your shoulders, and then like land and circle around you a few times. Like it does not seem aggressive in the slightest. In fact, it looks thrilled.
guys, we're keeping the skeleton dog.
Oh, we're certainly keeping the fucking skeleton dog.
But we need a
Does-
cool
does- does it have-
skeleton name.
Does it have a collar?
There's no collar on it. Give me a perception check, all of you, if you want, because I imagine you've noticed by now that you're sans Naroke.
Oh no, I was looking at the grass.
19.
20.
Okay, yeah.
12.
So now having come over to enjoy whatever the hell is going on with this dog, there's definitely a collar that was closer to the doghouse, and it's clearly fallen off because it is bone
Yeah.
and was bigger than the head. But it's just a red, kind of like a leather buttery collar.
So there's no little like
very
name
soft.
tag on the collar?
There is no name tag that you can find.
I think that means we get to name the skeleton dog.
I think that means we get to name the skeleton. Does the doghouse have a name on it? Because that's another place people
There's-
usually put dog names on.
No. It looks withered and faded, the paint. There's no name you can discern.
Okay, so it looks like we get to name the dog. I'm just seeing if I have anything on my bag that would act as a good toy. Actually, are there any like toys or sticks or something like that in this little courtyard?
I wouldn't say there's toys, but you can definitely find a stick.
I'm gonna grab the
I'm
stick.
not-
It's like ready, and they like fling the stick.
Yeah, no surprise. It charges off after it.
Does it bring it
I
back?
take
does bring
take
it.
out a zombie hand.
Did you seriously take the zombie hand for the guy I chopped his hand off of?
Felt like it would come in handy, and I guess I'll try to throw the zombie
Handy.
hand. Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
What did we got? All right. Well, yeah, you give it a toss, and this little skeleton dog, you immediately draw its attention, drops the stick, and it chases after the hand, but it seems a lot more aggressive with this one. And when it picks it up, rather than bringing it straight back to you, it's like shaking its head back and forth, kind of like tearing at it.
I'm gonna pick up
Gave
the
it
stick.
a squeaky toy.
I'm gonna pick up the stick and like tap it again. It's like, come here, boy, and like waving the stick as like getting ready to throw it again.
Okay, the dog will come back with the hand in mouth.
I'm gonna look at him. It's like, drop.
There's sort of like a weird whine noise coming from it.
Come on,
I don't think
drop.
he wants to let it go.
Hang on.
Can
I
I also
have-
animal handling?
Who actually specialized in animal handling?
I
Is it anyone?
think
I have a
I
+2 in it.
did, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh yes, I did take animal handling.
The one time it'll come in handy.
I
I got a 20, dirty 20.
Okay.
15.
Well, you know what? With just both of your pleading faces and those animal handling checks, it reluctantly, it's gonna drop the hand and kind of sit and then cock its head like it's, like, how could you do this to me?
I'm gonna toss the stick.
And goes bounding off after the stick.
It's like attention span of none. So I'm gonna take the hand, pass it back to Marsh. It's like, we may need that later.
Put it back in.
Doggo will come back with the stick.
So, question. So
Yes.
we have the skeleton dog. What is holding the dog together? Or is it just like magically being held together?
You're like asking what keeps a skeleton together.
Well, normally
Yeah,
ligaments and tendons and stuff like that, and all the other
I-
fleshy stuff we have on us. But
Spooky kind of skeleton.
You know what? This one does seem to be sort of the magic variety. Not that it's like glowing faintly or whatnot, but you get the sense, even because it can sort of like whine and make a bit of like noise without, a windpipe and whatnot. Slightly magical. Whether that was residue from the necromancy bomb, you're not sure, but
so essentially, what we have is the dog from Corpse Bride.
Yes, that's what we
Oh.
have.
yeah.
We are keeping him.
We are most certainly keeping him.
But we already have a. I'm just kidding.
No, we have a raptor. Now we have a raptor
Don't
and a
tell
dog.
me you're gonna get jealous on behalf of your lizard.
No.
Said, well, we can discuss a name for it later on, but for now, let's, we should probably continue on. And you like take the stick and keep that with me.
stick has been
Does-
added to your inventory.
Does the dog tag along as we start to leave?
If you guys head to the castle, it will follow.
Okay,
Not
cool.
like at your heels, but yeah, it's gonna follow.
Okay.
Yay!
Okay. The castle
What is-
doors. Oh,
What
so
does a
go on,
skelly dog even eat?
Nothing. That's the beauty of having a skelly dog.
Huh. All right.
No digestive tract. Like, does raptor eat?
No, but I mean, I have to replace parts every now and then.
That's fair. So the castle doors, big, beautiful, like curvy, um, wood with like embellishments carved into it. Just a beautiful, beautiful door ahead of you. What do you want to do to this door?
Check for traps before
Check for
Naroke has a chance to touch it.
They're like, quick, while Aaron's still adding things to his inventory, quick, check the door.
Giggle's distracted. Quick, check for traps.
Before Aaron can Naroke again.
Oh, that's a double 6.
Double 6. Wow. Wow.
So is the door locked?
Well, you haven't tried it yet. As Nick is kind of looking about, much like the gate, doesn't really seem to be anything kind of going on here. Just looks like some sturdy push doors.
Naroke is gonna walk up and it's like, well, grab onto the doors and start to give him a push.
Yeah,
Okay.
seems fine. I don't stop
Yep.
him.
Door's a door.
Not locked. They resist only by way of like being old and creaky and not having been used in a while. So it takes like a bit of extra kind of force. Like you push and you get resistance, and so you push a little harder, and they slowly start to give and budge open bit by bit with a loud creak.
So
The door's open.
As the doors are open and we hear that loud creak, it's just like,
Should we close it behind us?
Maybe.
I
I feel like we
Actually-
should go through and quickly close it. That's my thoughts.
Naroke is going to kind of pipe up. It's like, I don't think closing is going to be our best bet. Because
That's
if
just
we
a
need to
second
make a
noise we're
hasty,
making.
well, second noise, but also if we need to make a hasty retreat,
Yeah.
it's always easier to push a door than pull it. And on our way out, these become pull doors.
All right.
But
I
at least
won't.
what we got out...
I won't die on the door closing hill.
yeah. But at least what we got out of it was Naroke pushing open a big heavy door like Aragorn in the Two Towers. So.
That's
Again. Has the map come up for
Yes.
you guys?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So you enter into this kind of gigantic lobby entrance of a castle. To your side are like tall stone pillars holding up the floor above you. You can kind of see the source of that purple light that you had seen coming through some of the windows. There's these sconces here, and they glow with like a faint purpley kind of swirly fire. The reason it's not on the map is because it's an animatronic and it's really hard to load those.
That's fair.
But-
You can also turn those off. I will show you how to do that
Oh.
after.
Cool. So yeah, it's not brightly lit here, but it's certainly lit enough to see. With its creepy purple glow. There's an old shaggy red carpet ahead of you, leading to stairs going up. And some doors lay ahead of you on this floor.
So there's stairs up, and then there's also doors.
Yeah, so there's 2 doors here and here, and
Okay.
these stairs go up.
Looking around, what is that and that?
So, a quick little check here and here reveals these to be mirrors. They are mirrors with just sort of like a thin silver kind of trim.
What's with this county and mirrors?
There's so many mirrors. I don't trust it.
My guess is they use them to teleport around the city to get there faster.
And Marsh, I assume you're checking out the mirrors as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've been looking at mirrors for a while. Why stop now?
Okay, fair enough. So this mirror over here, Marsh, you're kind of looking at it and you're humming and hawing, and something seems oddly familiar about it. And this mirror has kind of a crack in the bottom left corner, and you're thinking, and it's on the forefront of your head, and then finally it clicks, and you've seen this exact mirror in like the drug house in the forest
drug
near Vermil.
house. I figured it'd be that mirror just because it was the weirdest one. Well, we have our way back home, and I just tick it a little bit. Almost.
Yeah, I guess we got to figure out how to activate it and also not die from using it.
Does
I
anyone
tap
have
it a couple more
xylophone?
times. I mean, I got a drum. That's kind of like a xylophone.
What? Somewhere in the castle, we're gonna find just a magical xylophone. That is the key to all the mirrors.
What? I wonder if I could, like, recreate that beat, though I'm probably not as, I'm not the most musically inclined lizard out there. Um, if it wasn't for the zombies, I'd give it a try right now, to be honest.
We,
Oh,
Alright,
trying to
so-
recreate the music?
Yeah, with my drum. It-
Your drum can't do notes.
I can hit it hard and I can hit it soft.
That's not what notes are.
Darn.
actually, Actually, would Naroke even be creative enough to do this? Let's find out. Nope.
We're just gonna make an instrument in here.
I was
I could-
contemplating like taking a bunch of Naroke's different weapons because each weapon would have a different sound, but most of my weapons are metal. So just like laying them out and like dinging them each to get a different sound. But Naroke's not that smart.
Certainly.
Can I? What do I? When I look through the mirror, do I see my reflection or do I see another room?
You see your reflection through this mirror. Yep, and it reflects like the wall back to you. It appears to be like a normal mirror when you look at it, but with like an identical crack in the bottom left corner.
Actually, I'll try fixing the mirror with a mending spell.
Oh. Oh shit.
I keep forgetting I have that.
Mel keeps forgetting you have that.
Yeah. Tom's like, I keep forgetting I have that, as he uses it like 6 times this session.
Yeah,
So-
I guess mending would mend the mirror, would it not?
So in the description, in case this is a magical item, it says it can repair magical items, but the spell can't restore magic to the object. So it kind of depends if it like lost its magic. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's something where it's like the spell is no longer there because it's broken, the spell doesn't come back. If it's something where like the spell is there, but there's like this one little gap that's causing it to not function, if that gap is filled, then it would continue to function. So it depends on what happened to the mirror.
So you are able to restore the mirror back to its former glory, and I'd say like as the cracks are kind of slowly patching themselves and disappearing, for like a brief second, you see through the mirror like an old, rundown, shabby house, but then you're faced back with your reflection again.
Just need some more juice stuff. Maybe we'll find some of that later. Well, I guess, I mean, even if we could get the mirrors back to their former state, I mean, we still don't know how to actually use them. But
Also, we do still have to get the thingy, the gauntlets.
We need to get the hand mittens.
Yeah, the mittens.
but
The mittens of death.
these mirrors are so cool. Like,
Well, we can
who
continue...
cares about fire gauntlets? Teleportation mirrors, as I gesture my hands to the mirror.
Okay, now, Marshall, I'll give you this.
Marshall.
If once we get the gauntlets and you figure out how to activate the mirror, we'll go through the mirror back to the shack, and you can bring this mirror with you as you walk back.
Yeah.
And
We
then
just
we
have
have
to, like,
2 magical mirrors.
Yeah, I like the sound of that. Okay, let's go find these lame gauntlets or whatever they're called.
No, wait. You're gonna try to take the mirror through the mirror.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
I was saying that you and I would go through the mirror, and then Marsh would have to take the mirror and walk back.
Yeah.
So we're leaving Marsh to walk his ass back from this city alone.
Wait.
If I have a
Wait,
shortcut
what?
out of
Couldn't I
here,
just-
Naroke would take it.
Couldn't I use the mirror?
To carry the mirror, to carry itself through itself?
Yeah, could we just carry the mirror through itself? Like,
No.
I'll get back to you on that, but it's feeling like no.
Cat's done being cuddled. She's done.
Cat is done.
Only on its
Okay.
terms.
Well,
She's done. Down you go.
okay. As I'm just Marsha's just staring at the mirror, staring, but we'll follow you if you just keep walking away.
So Naroke is going to come up to this door here and knock, 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 and then just listen.
You don't hear a response. There's no who's there. There's no knockback. Just silence.
Okay, Naroke's gonna try the doorknob.
It seems locked.
I can unlock that.
As Naroke starts fishing for a skeleton key.
I'm gonna just take the tools to it as he's fishing for the skeleton key. Oh, that's a natural 1.
Oh man. Okay.
Is that a roll for severity?
Yeah. You know what? Roll me that severity, please. Let's see how this
Okay.
plays out.
What is that?
Percentiles. So D100.
D83.
Oh, all right. So you feel it feels really good at first as you're kind of going through, and again, like your eyes are closed because you've done this a million times, and as you're going to give it that final push, you kind of push up accidentally, and the tumbler slips down, and you hear like a clink, and you're like, oh no, that ain't right. And the tumbler kind of snaps off partway into the lock.
Shit. I think I broke the lock, you guys.
It's okay.
I could try
I got
fixing it.
Naroke's gonna insert the key. Does this key actually fit into the lock?
Not well, but it'll certainly go into the hole that's there. It's a smaller key.
He's gonna slide it in, then he's gonna grab the doorknob, and he's just gonna crank and pull. Or is it a push door?
Nah, it's a pull. It's a pull.
Okay, it's crank and pull.
It's a push if you want it to be.
Anything's a push door if you try hard enough, I guess. So where the tip of Nick's little lockpick had kind of landed, your skeleton key, even though it's not made for this door at all, is able to push that pick directly where it needs to go. Like it kind of completes the circuit.
The skeleton key continues.
You're able to unlock the door.
Crunch.
Weird.
I was gonna take the key out, stick it back in his pocket. It's like, skeleton keys are a wonderful thing.
Don't know if I can fix
Nick is
that.
having an existential crisis.
Yeah. And the door will certainly open.
Oh, we got a dining hall.
Revealing just that, a large dining hall. Bear with me while I put your tokens in there. But yeah, large dining hall opens up before you. The same red carpets visible.
And more
that you
mirrors.
saw
Or at least
in the
another mirror.
entrance. Yeah, so are you guys gonna... You know what, roll me some perception checks. Let's do it that way, because I know you guys are gonna check out the world around you.
We look at things,
9.
yes.
Another natural 1.
Nick's not looking at anything.
I'm not looking at shit. I'm still having an existential crisis.
How that opened.
Naroke is just dumb lucky.
Yeah, the fact that key. I don't know. It works, man. At some point, you're gonna have to face the truth of the reality, but apparently that's not today. So there indeed is a mirror here, but the rest of what's hanging on the wall here are large, lavish, like fabric tapestries. Some of them are kind of faded or torn or destroyed, but the ones that you can make out are of a really beautiful woman with like long black hair. She looks very regal, very well dressed in a like beautiful red dress, and it's just various pictures of her posing like menacingly or thoughtfully or beautifully, just all pictures of her.
I'll
Not
take
cute
one.
today, might delete later. She just plastered her walls with selfies.
I'll take one of these.
You're gonna like carefully find the best one and like
No,
Yeah.
Are you going for the one where she looks menacing, where she looks?
yeah.
I want to pick the one that like has the like. What's a good way to put it? If I was to like pick the best wanted poster.
Probably the menacing one then.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do the menacing one where she's got like her fist out and fire kind of in her hand, and her other hand's like poised back for a punch or whatever.
Cool. Well,
And Marsh, since you're face first in that tapestry, give me an intelligence check.
face first. There it is. 16.
As you're kind of carefully cutting it down and just kind of appreciating the art, this woman has some beautiful spiky looking gauntlets on.
If I was to deface art, I just kind of like would circle those, but I just go, huh, I found the gauntlets, and just kind of show
You
the
what?
group. Oh, and I showed the picture of the gauntlets.
Oh, okay, so now we know what they look like.
Yeah. Figured it
So
helped.
they're kind of like a black scale mail, and then you know those bracelets with spikes all around it. They're basically kind of go down the wrist a bit and have spikes all around the wrist part.
It's kind of menacing.
Yeah. Spiky black gauntlets she's wearing.
I'll fold that up and put that in the old bag of hold.
Important question.
Yes.
Do we still have the skeleton dog?
Yeah, the dog's still following around. Not like at your heels, like won't leave your side, but is just like kind of trotting in here, like he
Hanging
doesn't really
out.
care.
I was actually in the process
good,
of
good.
pulling up a picture of a skeleton dog to make a token.
Oh, thank you. I didn't think that far.
Of course, I don't think you were expecting us to adopt the dog immediately.
No, I was not.
Although I think at this point, Mel has just embraced the fact that she cannot predict Naroke's actions.
I can't predict any of your guys' actions. I think you mostly collectively wanted the puppy to hang around for a bit. And I'll say this: the dog, it doesn't look like it's curious and sniffing everything like an animal would in a new place. It just looks kind of bored.
Oh, so it knows this place.
I mean,
Seems that way.
Probably.
technically, might be a little good trap finder. I imagine if there's something up, dog might tell us.
Oh, I see. I thought you meant like deactivate traps with it, but yeah.
Oh, no.
No, we're not deactivating traps by causing the dog to explode.
No.
I might be able to. He's made out of similar material. I might be able to repair him.
No.
Yeah.
Well, okay, we could just use my raptor still, I guess.
Or Naroke. Just use Naroke.
Yeah,
Naroke.
Naroke's easier to fix.
Yeah, your whole, we could just use my raptor and, I guess. It's like, we've been using Naroke almost this whole time.
Yeah, we've been using almost exclusively Naroke for those purposes.
Yeah, yeah, now I feel bad for bringing up replacing Naroke.
Don't you take his job away from him.
And
Oh.
Naroke, is it safe to assume that you're investigating the mirror?
Yes.
This mirror has a thick red wooden trim, like a deep, beautiful red color, adorned, like carved into the wood is like flames on this
Okay.
one, all the way around. Just a beautiful, fancy frame. Deep red.
Looking in the mirror, do I see myself? Do I see another room? What am I looking at?
You see your beautiful face.
Naroke's gonna touch the mirror.
It's solid, very solid, like a little bit cool to the touch.
I get the feeling that this lady might have been a bit vain.
I thought these mirrors
What
were
gave it
pure.
away? The mirrors everywhere or the tapestry selfies?
I mean, I feel like the mirrors are purely practical. I feel like she might have only need one tapestry, maybe not 2, 3.
7.
I count 7.
But
yeah,
these
I think it's mostly the
it-
tapestries giving it away, but
this red carpet feels nice on my toes. I can kind of see the practical value for that.
Are you stealing the carpet?
No, I wish I could. I don't think unless I cut it into many small chunks, which kind of ruins the fun of.
You know that trick you can do with the tablecloth where you like pull it off the table and like none of the dishes are disturbed or anything? I wonder if you can do that with a bunch of tables and a carpet.
Depends on your strength.
I grab the carpet and then realize I'm not very strong and put it back down.
so are these? Is this one long carpet or are these sections of carpet?
It's one long carpet.
Naroke, do a thing.
Just because they challenge, Naroke's gonna go to the end. He's gonna roll up a little bit so he can get a good grip on the carpet, and then with all his might, just give one hell of a rip.
Weren't we just saying we have class and now we're just vandalizing for the fun of it?
16.
If we didn't wreck this room, would it really be this campaign?
True.
All right, so 16. That's real good. So yeah, you roll it up so it's like a hefty amount to grab onto, and you reef back and you fall flat on your ass as the carpet tears about like where the table legs are, and you manage to rip off that much of the carpet.
I'm gonna hold it out to Marshall. I'm like, I got as much as I could. Honestly, we should probably
Nick's
just
laughing his ass off.
Honestly, we probably should just taken the table and chairs off first and then rolled it up. But
Like,
it was a fun try.
Chair topples off. This chair topples off.
Also, how much noise did I just make?
Oh, did you have your chest on when you did that?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Ouch. Probably fell into that. Yeah, there's a fair bit of noise, a bit of jingle jangle.
All right, what's this door?
All right. This door, it's actually one of those, like, you know, those saloon old-timey doors that just kind of swing on hinges both ways? It's that kind of door. So when you push it in, delete. It reveals a large kitchen and a little hallway down here. Skinny little hallway.
Huh. I bet that leads back to that small door we saw in the antechamber.
Probably.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Is that your task, Marsh?
I'm honestly trying to think if there's anything that would grab my attention in the kitchen, which I guess I would just go in and look and find out.
Well, honestly, if there's food in here, there's probably mold on some of it.
And the mold might be cool.
The mold might do cool stuff.
Or make good tea.
Mold tea. Purely antibiotic tea. That's how antibiotics are made, right?
Probiotic.
Oh.
Or antibiotic if it's penicillin.
Huh.
Gross.
Anyway,
so this kitchen is brightly lit, kind of the same sort of torches, and it does kind of reek of rotten food. There's just a terrible smell emanating from it. There are tables that are kind of topped with what was probably once food, but they've now blackened into a sort of thick sludge. And there's multiple like ovens and fireplaces that align the wall. I know these look like crates, but these are more like oveny type things.
Okay.
Trust me, I know what I'm talking about.
Anyone kind of freaked out about the fact that the lights are all still on?
Never really thought about it.
So I'm expecting just like torches of Everburn kind of thing, though.
I don't know. Let's grab one. Take a look.
The fact that the food is still rotting after hundreds of years is also kind of freaking me out.
I thought it was more just like kind of more black goo than rotting. I feel like that's the last stage of rotting.
I don't know. I feel like after a couple hundred years, what you get is nothing.
I think that's like that would happen if there's like maybe like small critters and vermin to eat it. Like I don't know if I know what you call those things that break down things over time. Yeah, I don't know. It's like
Bacteria?
it's even bacteria and mold like growing on these things. Like I really have no idea how decomposition would work with nothing living.
Well,
Marsh goes on a rant.
Yeah, while Marsh is rambling, people generally tend to keep valuable things either in the basement or the attic. So I'm gonna poke around and see if there's any trapdoors or doors down to a cellar or something down here.
Also, there's a chest on the tape. Are those chests on the tables, or are those just? Boxes?
Yeah, they're chests on the tables.
Naroke is gonna go and look at chests.
Okay. And Nick, I guess give me, I suppose, investigation since you're actively looking for.
Yeah.
Also, Mel, there is now a skeleton dog token in the Discord.
Lovely.
That's an 11.
That's an 11. So you're finding a lot of like standard sort of kitchen fare, some like water basins over here. Your trap sense isn't really going off. You're not finding anything that looks like a door that leads out of here other than down in the hallway and the one you came. There's a nice spice cabinet that you find.
And I go to that.
And Naroke, in the chest is the chest in front of you. It's just full of like meat cleavers and steak knives.
And these are, I'm assuming, all rusted all to hell?
Some are more rusted than others. I'd say you can find like one cleaver that is pretty decent.
Yeah, I'm not too concerned about that. And then this one down here.
So you open that one up, and it's just filled with like dried, like really crispy herbs at this point.
Hey, Marsh, I got some more tea for you.
Ooh.
Please stop making us drink mystery tea.
Yoink. I will call this castle tea.
Marsh and
just
Naroke.
think this way: when he eventually just very, very calmly and very casually just makes some tea that ends up killing us, it'll be our casualty.
I'll drink to that.
Boo.
Get out of the stream right now. How do I boot you? I can't.
You can't, because I'm the one running it.
Okay. Naroke and Marsh, give me a perception check, please.
Am I really
That's a 1. Not 1.
All right, Naroke, you're like, this table's made of wood, says Naroke.
Mahogany. It's like it's actually just birch. It's like mahogany.
Mahogany.
He just likes saying mahogany.
And Marsh, you notice that as you kind of come down to this side of the kitchen, the smell you were smelling definitely gets worse. And one of the sort of fireplaces is just like glistening with this weird black oil, and it smells something fierce.
Well, I've smelled some bad things in my day, so I'm gonna go check that out.
I've smelled worse.
I remember when I started this campaign in an acid flush pit. It probably can't get much worse than that.
Oh yeah, there was acid in that pit.
it kind of, though,
It
after
got dumped on you.
it's probably
I
still a
didn't
little
notice
bit there.
much.
All right.
It polished my armor nice.
I will avoid touching it for now. I'll just kind of get closer for a look.
Okay. And Nick, what are you up to?
If I'm done looking for trapdoors and stuff, probably going to go check that this door down the hall leads back out into the foyer.
Okay, absolutely.
I'm gonna look at the mirror.
You're gonna look at the mirror. All right. So Nick takes you absolutely no time at all because it's not a very long hallway, all things considered, and the door opens without any problem, and you are peering indeed back out into the entryway. Little doggos at your feet there. Naroke, the mirror in front of you has like a deep purple sort of frame, embellished with sort of like the shape of paisleys, like yin yang kind of like weird teardrop-esque sort of shapes.
Okay.
And because you're probably going to ask, if you touch it, it is solid.
Okay.
And your hand does not go through. It's kind of cool to the touch.
So-
Marsh. Oh, sorry. Go on.
As I'm touching, I'm gonna turn to the rest of the group and be like, so, wasn't this place supposed to be, I don't know, overrun with zombies?
It's just Marsh here with you. Maybe, I don't know.
I could kind of hear you through the wall. What was that?
I said, this place is supposed to be filled with zombies, like overrun with it, but we've seen like 20.
Yeah, that's not great.
I think
Marsh. Go on.
I think that's good news more than bad news.
I don't know, which
So
is
glass half
concerning.
full.
I'm very
so
much
Marsh.
expecting us to open a door and there be the rest of the zombies.
Not like in every zombie movie.
No.
Don't zombies open inside.
Don't zombies open inside, yeah. Or like, someone like waits for an elevator and then they turn around to be like, see, the elevator's working, and then suddenly zombies like pull them in. Marsh, can you give me an investigation check on the kind of blackened, oily substance?
19.
19. Yeah. All right. So you definitely see this. It's starting to stir and kind of bubble.
Oh, actually, I would use my I have mage's hand, so I'll be using that to investigate. It starts to bubble, you say?
Yes.
I don't know. I'll take out my zombie hand and just kind of poke it with the zombie hand.
Okay. So as you poke it with the zombie hand, like a blackened, oily tendril rises up from the pool and wraps around your hand and sucks it back down and starts to wither away the flesh of the zombie hand.
I got worried when you said your hand. It's like, but which one?
Oh yeah, sorry, the zombie hand. And I would like you guys to roll me initiative.
Ah, shit.
We're fighting the kitchen.
Let me.
Yeah, as soon as Mel was like, yeah, you see this black, oily thing, it's like, oh no, that's a slime, isn't it? 12.
12 for Naroke.
19 for me.
Holy crap, a 19? That's awesome.
9.
All right. So, indeed, after the hand sort of kind of bubbles away and falls lower into a body that starts to seep up, this is an oven ooze, blackened and gray, tainted with rotten food.
I just really love the fact
Gross.
it's named.
The oven ooze.
It's named based on the thing it's currently residing. I am the oven ooze.
Well, and yeah, rather it's it kind of is like the unholy conglomeration of like fat and grease and rotting food.
Someone cast a
It's
fire
just
spell, quick!
It's that basin out back behind every McDonald's. Come
Yes.
to life.
Yeah, that's what happens when you apply necromantic spell or necromantic magic into the grease pit.
Of it. So Nick, you are very much up.
Am I aware that anything untoward is happening?
Marsh, would you have cried out? You know, any sort of like, oh dear, of any
Uh-oh.
I'd like to say I imagine I did yell kitchen fight.
kind? Then yeah, Nick, you would very much know that there was a fight in the kitchen.
All right, cool. In that case, I am going to use my bonus action to dash, and then with my full movement, scurry up over this way. Do I have a clear shot at the ooze from where I am?
Definitely, because it's rising up, and I'd say it's about like 5 feet tall when it's sort of like on its hind leg, so to speak.
How big?
And
How
these
big are
little ovens
these?
are not that tall. I'd say these are like 3 feet tall.
Okay.
Okay. I'll take a shot with the crossbow. That's a 12.
It's a 12 to hit. Oh, it certainly hits.
Okay. No sneak attack, so just 10 piercing damage.
10 piercing damage. Okay. So you definitely land a hit on it. The arrow's kind of sucked into its body. And Nick, I don't think you would see this, but Marsh, you would see that the bolt that landed is starting to slowly kind of wither and fade inside its body. Is that your? Oh yeah,
That's all I got.
moved and
I used my bonus already.
That's right. Naroke.
Naroke is going to come up to here. How heavy do these tables look?
Certainly less heavy than the dining room ones, because even though they look the same, they're very much not as fancy as the guest eating tables. I'd say they're probably like 10 pounds.
Actually, I was here. 10 pounds? Sweet. So if I go there.
If you right click it, makes a corner.
Oh, okay. So would I be able to walk up to this table, essentially grab it and just drain it on, and then basically what I want to try and do is use it as like a door and just like put it in front of the fireplace and just like barricade it into the fire pit?
Tom, we can see you doing that.
Sorry, I never knew that was a thing you could do, so I needed to learn how to do it.
I wasn't paying attention. Tom, what were you drawing this time?
No, I was just like, I didn't know about the right click thing, so it took me about 3 minutes to figure out, oh, it's not like you don't hold it, you click it once. Sorry about that.
All good. Giggle, to answer your question, you can certainly lift the table and try and move it to kind of barricade it here, so to speak, but it's not, it's sort of oozy and shambly, and like imagine slapping a thing of jello and it's just constantly sort of in motion. I think it would be hard to straight up trap it, but you can certainly try.
Okay. You know what? That seems like the logical course of action for Naroke at the moment. It's like something's coming out of the oven, or something's coming out of the fire pit. Let's, put it back in. Say he's essentially gonna come, grab the table, and if they're on like 10 pounds, he's gonna grab it and up and over the shoulders. He walks over and then, boom, and like basically put it on the ground as he gets over, like here. Basically like put it down on the ground, and then just like push it, like dragging it across the ground against the fire pit, trying to like scrape as much goo that's trying to come out back into the pit.
Okay, and then are you leaning, letting the table kind of lean up against the oven, or are you holding it?
I'm gonna hold on to the legs.
All right, so I imagine because this is gross, you're sort of like holding as...
Yeah, like I'm not like pushed up against like the body of the table. I'm like holding the legs like out in front of me, like can't keep that pinned in.
All right, yeah. Okay, so that's your turn. That's what you got
Yep.
for me.
It's like
All right.
that thing is disgusting.
So while you do manage to certainly block it a little bit from sight, you see that the ooze tentacles are just wrapping around the table. Like this thing can squeeze through things like an inch wide with no problems whatsoever.
Oh,
So
that
you've
is
certainly...
just disgusting. As soon as I see it like oozing up and around the edge, I'm just gonna let go of the table. Like, nope.
Okay, yeah. So as you let go of the table, it finishes its hug, and then it starts pushing the table kind of into its body. And the wood is slowly kind of disintegrating as it tries to consume this table. So
Quick,
it
feed
is
it
actually...
everything in the kitchen.
It's going to spend its turn to make its attack against this table, which it's going to automatically succeed on.
Because it's a table.
And because it's not a very bright ooze.
Quick, get more tables.
It's the hungry
Quick, throw more
ooze.
tables at it.
One table around means that we've got like 1, 2, 3, at least 4 rounds.
It's found his weakness. It's
5 if
tables.
we grab this one. And
Oh.
were these ovens, you said?
Yeah, they're heavy ovens.
I don't know
Quick,
if you
help us
can
push
pick
the
up
oven.
the oven.
Oh, no. Well,
We'll feed it until it eats the castle.
I could
And then it's huge.
I could probably feed it. I could probably actually pick up those ovens. But just like keep shoving things its way. Find things that are harder for it to digest and just make it eat that.
So yeah, on its turn, it's gonna focus on eating this table. Some of its tendrils are gonna kind of come out closer towards you, Naroke. They're not gonna quite find purchase on you. But yeah, it's certainly having a field day now that there's something for it to kind
eat.
of consume. Yeah, and it's writhing more and more, and God, that brings us to Marsh.
Is there a torch nearby?
Yeah. There's torches like I didn't draw them on because I'm lazy, but like every few feet and so.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna go, like, grab one from over here.
We'll have to stand on the oven to grab it, but absolutely.
And then, I don't know, I'll try to take the torch off.
Yeah, it just kind of slides into the sconce there, so there's no trouble getting it off.
Is the torch warm?
The torch is not warm. There's no heat coming from it.
Oh, well, I committed anyways. And then I throw the torch at the ooze.
Give me a strength roll.
12.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So it gets a pretty good spin on it, and what little bit of ooze is peeking out, because like I guess the table is sort of more parallel with Naroke. But you, much like Nick's arrow, you get a good solid thunk into it. Before the torch starts getting consumed, but the flame, once it's fully consumed by the ooze, does not go out. And now your ooze is brightly glowing with this weird sort of like purple hue.
We
It
made
looks
it.
really
We made it
stronger.
better.
kind of mesmerizing.
I'll
Is
just
that an
kind of
improvement?
I'll just kind of tell my raptor to just kind of like get ready to support Naroke. So he just kind of moves off there.
Okay. All right.
Okay, I've got one more idea.
I've got an idea too.
Nick, top of the order.
Jesus. Okay, so flaming arrows require like a specific kind of arrow that can be set on fire, right? I can't set a bolt on fire and expect it to do anything.
I would say if you set a bolt on fire and let the fire like catch for a bit, could maybe get something out of it. Like if you you held it down so that the flame slowly worked its way up a substantial amount.
I don't have that kind of patience. I'm just gonna shoot at it.
Fair enough.
Leave the experimentation to us.
14.
That definitely hits.
All right, and this time I get sneak attack.
Do get sneak attack.
So that's 8 plus 9 is 17 piercing.
Jesus Christ, how do you want to do this?
Just because it's annoying me, I'm gonna fire for like that bit of like ever burning torch that's just a flame inside of it.
It's the glowing weak point.
I'm gonna shoot at the glowing weak point.
Great. Okay,
Hit it in the sweet spot
well
for massive damage.
that bolt definitely finds its way, and kind of that scene in Men in Tights when Robin Hood splits the arrow in twain.
Yep.
It's gonna do that with the torch there, and the torch is gonna just right down the center peel away, and the light is gonna snuff out. And the ooze, which was once taking form and writhing and trying to be all menacing and shambly, is going to pool and settle into the floor disgustingly, back to its former oily, pooly self.
And I just shout, "What have we learned about touching things?"
I was just about to get out the real fire.
Burn the castle.
I had a tinderbox. I was just gonna grab like a plank and be like, haha, real fire's made out of grease, so it'd probably work.
My plan on the next round was just like, I'm leaving. I just turn and walk away from the ooze. I can't imagine it's very fast.
No, it is not very
Just
fast.
do a leave.
Do a leave. Okay, let's get rid of that bad boy. It is.
Is there anything cool in the ooze as it melts away?
No. So
Darn.
well, I can't move this table away, but the table that was once there is now kind of split in half, where it was kind of hugging it. So there's two kind of ends of the table left. You kind of smell burning wood, as it were. There's nothing cool in the ooze. Nothing cool.
So the torches on the walls, they do not give off heat. Naroke's gonna go and grab one of the torches and just walk over and just like place it on one of the wooden tables and just watch it.
Okay, you are probably tall enough to just kind of hop up and grab a torch.
Yep, just put it on one of the wooden tables and just watch. Does
Definitely.
it like burn the table at all? Does it mark the table at all?
No marks, no scorching, no smell of burning. It is, for all intents and purposes, looks exactly like fire, but there's no heat at all coming from it.
But there's light.
But there's light.
And Naroke is going. They're just gonna look at the torch like off, and to see if the torch turns off.
The torch does not turn off.
If it doesn't give off heat, you could probably put it in your chest to like no ill effects.
Oh,
You
it
just
wasn't
have
the
a bag full of torches.
it wasn't the heat that I was worried about with trying to turn it off. It's the light.
After hearing
But
Nick say that, I just go around gathering torches in the kitchen.
yeah, I was gonna grab a few torches as well.
Just stuff them in your bag of holding.
I'll grab 3 torches.
All
Marsh
right.
can have the
I'll
rest.
grab the rest.
And you know what? The three of you can do this if you want. Give me an Arcana check.
I don't have great ambitions for this.
Naroka's dense, so I'm not expecting much.
Oh god, dirty 20.
4, which is about what I expected from Naroke, especially with the nat 0 on the other side.
9.
So Naroke, you're like, man, this is a really pretty light. And Marsh, you're like, man, that was a cool thing when it went into the ooze. That was awesome. And Nick, you're like, these are goddamn torches of Everburn.
What do I know about torches of Everburn?
So you know that they act for all intents and purposes kind of like a flaming torch, providing light, but they will provide no heat at all. So you can't burn things with them. You can't like attack things with them like you would with like fire sort of attacks. Like they don't add anything to that. Yeah, I think that's all you know about them.
Okay. I don't know if there's like an off command or anything, do I?
No.
You just
Do I
shot
know
it
whether
last time.
there? Do I know whether there is an off command? I guess I should say, regardless of what it is.
Hey, give me one quick sec to figure out whether you know that.
I'm going to grab every one I can find throughout us going through the castle.
Plunging the room into darkness.
Darkness.
No, he just
We're
has
not
to keep
coming
the
back to
bag
the
open,
kitchen.
and he just has to keep the bag open, and then all the light will spill out.
Like a beacon. That's so silly.
I just want many.
So there is you can deduce that there is a way to turn it off. You're just not sure how these ones work.
Okay. Theoretically, you should be able to turn these off, but I don't know how. But they're torches of Everburn, so
Just
they
shoot
should
it with a
just keep
crossbow
going,
again.
no matter what you do to them.
Okay.
They won't ever make heat, though.
Oh, that's good. That means I don't have to worry about shoving them in a bag of holding and damaging things.
Yeah, Naroke's gonna take his 3 and then keep those on him.
So
Just stick those in the chest.
I'm not gonna take them out of the main hallway, but I will take them all as we're leaving the kitchen and dining room, because I don't think we're gonna come back here.
Well, there's still a door in the dining room. We haven't gone through the door to the north.
Okay, I'll take half of them.
Okay. The kitchen is slightly dimmer than when you once came.
Marsh just goes around taking all of the torches.
I just think these things are neat.
And Mel accused me of being a kleptomaniac for having 100 feet of chain.
My apologies.
Just the mental image of a giant lizard taking down torches and shoving them into a bag is very good for me.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to do that, Marsh. Absolutely. Some of them are a little high, so you might have to get creative climbing on things. But
I was kind of thinking it's like we'll kind of maybe do like a total count once we're out of the castle.
Yeah. I'll be very generous there.
I have plans for these torches.
I'll go room by room.
Oh God.
I could start a stand and sell them for like $1 a piece.
All right, so Naroke is shimmy sham shimbling over to the door there.
Yep. And Nick probably would have gotten there before me, considering
Yeah, I'll
I started
check
on
to
the
see whether
opposite
it's
side of the
locked.
room.
Fair enough.
Unless
Nick-
Nick was just spent too much time awestruck, like, oh God, taking every single torch.
He did take a moment to fully appreciate the visual, but he is going to go check whether that door is locked.
Okay. The door is not locked. It opens without any problems. Plunging you.
If it's into
In,
darkness, I've got the fix.
Yeah.
I
Fair
have
enough.
excellent news about that.
Oh, jeez.
I see
Into-
shields.
A long hallway.
Those are either shields or bullets. I'm not sure which.
Paste.
Could be urinals.
Could be.
So,
Welcome to the men's
you
washroom.
do need those in a castle.
no, they are in fact mirrors. These are mirrors. I know they look nothing like the mirrors you've had before, but they are their own type of mirror.
Man, imagine if you had something like stuck in your teeth. Every single room, you could find out what it is.
That's their purpose.
Um,
I mean, you technically never know. And
yeah, it's like, and again, you have something on your face, you just look at any wall.
haste you guys into there. Yeah, so this is a long hallway, just adorned with mirrors. What you notice... Actually, let's do perception checks.
I so badly want an in-universe laser pointer because I can see the perfect angle right now.
Yep. Well, Naroke has also spotted the perfect angle to shine this light off of.
You guys are
With a nat 20 on
20.
one side and a natural 1 on the other.
okay. Cool. So the first thing you notice is that there are some colorful mirrors in here. Not all of them. So half of the mirrors are silver, kind of similar to the mirrors you saw in the entrance, with just like a thin, plain sort of silver border. So specifically, so we got like silver mirror here, then colored, then silver, then colored, then silver. So you see that it kind of like alternates between colored mirrors and silver. And then on this wall, it starts silvered, colored, and goes on like that. The next thing you notice, and this is for actually all of you will notice this, you hear you see sort of this mirror over here is kind of shaking on the wall,
Uh-oh.
just like ever so slightly, like rattling rather against the wall.
Hey, Naroke, you want to go check out the creepy mirror?
Watch as he just gets laser beamed by every single mirror on the way over there.
Sure. Naroke is going to just saunter up to the shaking mirror. Is this one right, or is it the next one?
No, that's correct.
Yeah, he's gonna saunter up to the shaking mirror, and just gonna kind of look and.
Okay.
What do I see?
As you come face to face with the shaking mirror, you see a specter, a ghostly face of a woman with like long hair that's kind of standing on end, and you all hear like just an ear-piercing scream as Naroke kind of steps into view of the mirror. And you know that's where we're gonna end our session tonight. But
Oh, shit. I hope I didn't just kill
Ghost
Naroke.
Don't worry, he's too dumb to die.
You got a backup character, right?
Of course, I have many backup characters. Naroke may not be the worst of them.
Yeah, I think the deeper backup characters I go, it gets more crazy.
wow, so you guys survived, sneaking through the city, and you made it to the castle. I'm so proud of you guys.
We also did not actually fight any zombie. Well, we fought one zombie. Well,
We fought a zombie. And
Well,
we
you
got
fought-
only mildly distracted along the way.
fought isn't even a very accurate term for that encounter of that poor zombie.
No.
An
No,
axe to
fought
the
was kind of
hand.
a strong word.
Yeah, an axe to the hand and the head, and one crossbow bolt. And yeah.
That's true. Party stealth seemed to make more sense.
Oh, absolutely.
And
And I'm very
your-
fortunate for my team's wonderful rolls to counteract my shit rolls.
Yeah, and both of them just rolled so well each time. It was like, nah, you guys got this.
Hurting the cat that is Naroke.
A very big cat.
Well, thank you to my players for putting up with whatever this was.
Oh, it's not
I'm
over
starting-
yet.
No, it's not. I had a lot of fun.
Me too.
Thank you, Mel.
And
Thanks.
thank you to any viewers that are watching this. Tune in. Well, next week is Giggle's
Back to my campaign.
But the week after that, we will resume whatever this shit show is in the mirrors.
Welcome to the clusterfuck.
Glad you're here. All right. Have a good night, everyone. We are signing out.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.